my notifications. I forgot to do it. Hold on. Ringtone off. Notifications off. We are good. Show live chat. Excellent. Look at the sun. This is the perfect time of day. The sun always comes right in this window in my fucking face at this time of the day. So I left the blind open. Okay. And the hubs ain't here. No interruptions tonight. Ah. I see a couple people popping. Hello. We're just getting situated here, getting started. Who got the first questions? Wait a minute, I need my glasses. I was not prepared. I thought I was prepared and I had everything ready. Everything ready to go. Who do we got? Okay, back. I hope this thing ain't gonna be all funky wonk tonight. Finally made it fashionably late. Hello, Amethyst Moon. Spirit of Witch, yes, it buffered. I don't know, man. Fucking shit. Hello, Megan Higgins. I thought you were going to be later, but I'm glad you started right now. I thought I was going to be later too, but Hubs is gone. He's gone for the weekend, so I'm like, I might as well just get this shit going while the fucking daylight's out. Hello, Denise has joined us again. I lost people dropped. I don't know. It buffered. Sorry, guys. The lives are unfucking predictable. Especially around this house. Shit always fucks with electronics. Yes, we were having technical difficulties. Can everybody see and hear me now? Hello, Comedic Witchcraft. Okay, we're good. Alright, who got the questions? You can see me. Awesome. Hello, Beth. How are you this evening? My cat is bugging the fuck out of me right now. That's what I'm doing down here. Questions? I'm here for questions. Who got questions? Hello, Aston McGuire. I'm glad you could join us today. Where should you go tonight? It's fucking Sunday. I don't think there's many places to go on Sunday. It is a full moon though, y'all. Tonight's a full moon. I was gonna have a bonfire tonight with all that yard rubbish, but I actually wound up burning it earlier today because it's supposed to rain. Started raining in the middle when I was burning, and then it stops. I don't know. We're not burning tonight. Is your working altar your ancestors' altar? Why and why not? No. I do absolutely no work on my ancestors unless it is something specifically for me that I want my ancestors alone to take care of. Anything else, there's a total separate altar for that. You do not. Now my husband's calling me. Are you kidding me? Why you gotta call me in the middle of a live? Yeah, no. Working altars are totally different than ancestor altars. Actually, I don't really suggest anybody do any work on their ancestor altars. I have done it on a very rare occasion when there's something specific, like pathwise or something I need them to do. That's the only work I do with the ancestors on their altar. Everything else is done somewhere totally separate. Denise loves my kitty cat. Full moon, drawing things or releasing things. You can do both on a full moon. A full moon kind of covers it all. You can do pretty much anything on a full moon. Unfortunately, I have to jump off, but we'll at 8:30, but we'll check back. Okay, Aston McGuire. It's buffering again? I didn't see it buffering. Maybe that was when he called. My husband was calling me. I think it buffered while the phone was ringing. Spirit of the Witch does not have an ancestor altar, but you do have a Boveda, and you don't do any work on that either. That is correct. I have never do any work on my Boveda. I have both, but my path is kind of special, so my path is pretty special. So yeah, I have ancestors and I have Boveda. Have you been affected by the full moon? I'm Scorpio. I'm Scorpio as well. No, but my husband. My husband is very lunar and solar. The like when solar flares happen, they affect him horribly, and the moon phases affect him horribly. But personally, full moons don't fuck with me. I think they used to when I was younger, but they don't anymore. Not now, only when hubby called. Yeah. He's being an asshole anyway. I don't want to talk to him. What is a Boveda? A Boveda is it's a Mesa Blanca. It's a white table, for your court, your spiritual court, which also includes your ancestors. So some people just have Bovedas, um, but you need a reading, a spiritual court reading to set up a Boveda. Whereas if you just want to work like set up an ancestor altar, you don't need any kind of reading for that. But for the court, you need that. You need to get a reading for that before a Boveda goes up, and you need to learn how to raise a Boveda as well, because there's a certain way to do it. I was at my family cemetery yesterday. Are headstones and markers like altars, and they are visible on the other side? That's actually a good question. I don't know if they're visible on the other side. I know. Um, I have done work in the cemetery on headstones. I guess you could say I basically have used them as altars, but I honestly don't know if they are visible on the other frequency. I imagine they would be. I don't see why they wouldn't be. That's a good question though. Making moon water, yay! I love the waters. Moon water, storm water is excellent. My hubby and I had a big fight this morning. Full moon. Yeah, mine. Yeah, real jerk. Absolutely. mine, mine, mine's been a little psycho today as well. Men, man, what the? Oh, men think they're so powerful and so strong, and don't get me wrong, they are, in their own ways. But a lot of times when it comes to spiritual shit, and they are affected more than women, they are way easier to affect with shit, especially work and spiritually. Men are way fucking more susceptible than women, in my personal opinion. I mean, not all men. Some men can do their shit, but the majority of men, yeah, they're very susceptible. Even mine's knows his shit, and he still don't. He never understands he's being susceptible until I bring it to his attention. Megan Higgins doesn't practice Santeria. I don't got no crystal ball. Been playing in my head since this video started. I don't know if I know this song. Yes, I'm experiencing much buffering. That was at 7:18. It's still buffering, guys? It shouldn't be buffering. I'm not getting anything on my end saying it's anything. As far as levels go for altars, I have an altar for saints and angels and an altar for orishas. Should one be higher than another? I mean, if they're on this, so I'm getting this correctly, you have two separate altars. One for saints and angels and one for Orisha. Now, I don't know much about setting up Orisha altars, but I do know that some Orisha go higher than other Orisha. I know that sun's right in my face. Some Orisha on the levels go higher placement than others. Some have to be above others. Um, and I know when it comes to like my saints and angels altar, I have some above others, but the whole way on the top is always um, the creator. So, you know, the cross, and that is always the highest pinnacle. Pretty much on any altar, the creator would be above all of them. That would, you know, some of them, that's the only thing you can place above them. This sun is right in my damn, look at that shit. It's horrible. I know, and when I did not respond to anger, he lost his shit, not to mention losing his, right? Mine did too. I walked out. I wasn't even, as soon as he started his shit, I turned around and left. He was probably just calling me to start some fucking shit too. I ain't doing it. What are some different ways, I'm trying to get down so the sun's not in my face. What are some different ways that you work with Jezebel root? I've always worked with it as domination qualities, but was curious to know if there's other ways to work with it. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's basically what it is domination quality, but love. Um, I know a lot of root workers that specifically work with, what do I want to call them? Women of the night? like, like, prostitutes and exotic dancers and my dogs here. And those kind of women, she uses Jezebel root a lot for those kind of women. Hey, get your head out of here, bud. What's raising the Boveda? My godparents never taught me that or talked about it even. It's a certain way, because spirits live on the floor. Like I've said in 100 videos, spirit lives on the floor. And when you want to bring something up on a table to a level, you have to raise it from the floor in a certain fashion, which I'm not going to give out the secret how to do. If you get a spiritual court reading on, I'm trying to get out of the sun, y'all. If you get a spiritual court, let me move this over here. Is that better? That's a little better. If you get a spiritual court reading specifically for Boveda setup, and that the person who does the reading should instruct you how to raise a Boveda, but I am not giving out those secrets. God damn, son. I swear. I ask about the headstones because my family has always left gifts and offerings on them. Flowers, of course, but also candy and trinkets and coins like altars. Yeah, I do that too. When I leave offerings to a spirit in the cemetery, I either I bury it like right in front of the stone, or I leave it on the stone. No buffering for kinetic witch. All right, looks good for Tukawaka. Hey girl, how are you doing tonight? Wow, sure we don't have the same hubby, huh? Yeah. I've been with him all. Oh, he's been on my nerves. My gay and husband has been tired today. Wow, autocorrect. I'm assuming that means guy. Lots of buffering for Aston McGuire. You always have problems on my live, honey. Refresh it. Every time you're on here, like Aston McGuire, I don't know where you're at, but you seem to have issues. It's raining so hard. We're supposed to get some rain tonight. It started raining when I was doing my fire. And I was like, we're done with the fire, I guess. Dawn Marie caught me live again. Yay. Now it's hailing. Oh no. Go get some of that water. That storm and hail water. Some good shit. Megan Higgins wishes she was gay. Alright. Myself and my husband have been tired today. He is calling you all night. He's supposed to come back. I don't know. I'm worried he's going to bust in the middle of this live being a dickhead or something. Did you mention once that you were writing a book? That would be awesome. No, I actually specifically addressed that and said I'm not going to write any books. Like I said, there's plenty of books out there, and I do lives. I do memes. I do all kinds of stuff to help people. I don't need to write a fucking book. There's 500 million books out there. Even though a bunch of them are total bullshit, but yeah. Well, at least you were forewarned. Yeah, he might come busting through being a psycho. Not to get you to give yourself away, but do you know anything about Paulo? I mean, I do. I know a little bit about everything. Um, Paulo is an initiation tradition, an ATR like all the other ATRs. It's initiation based, and it is secret. um, that's all I'm gonna say about that. What books do you recommend to those just starting to learn hoodoo? We did this, girl. When you on that live where I did all the book recommendations, I mean, if you weren't, go back and watch the lives because I gave a whole bunch of book recommendations. I think it was the one where it was a Thursday live and it kept cutting off and it's in like 4 different pieces or something. I think that was the one I gave the book recommendations on, if I remember correctly, but my memory is not great. Last week, Santa Morte came, or St. Martha, sorry. St. Martha came in strong here. Do I ever work with her? No, I do not have St. Martha. I have seen a lot of people do work with her. I know a bit about like how her altars, like she likes them clean, she doesn't like them cluttered, she likes to have her own altar, um, stuff like that, but I've never actually worked with her. She's not one of my spirits that I work with. Where's the dog? His ass is right in my face, right there. He's never far when I do videos. You forgot to write it down. Well, you're gonna have to go back and watch the video, honey. I can't keep like rehashing things I've done in previous videos when people can just go back and look at it. You know what I mean? I can't. Like that takes up too much bullshit, and then I'm just repeating myself in all my videos, and it gets boring. I received my Warriors and the Lake A's a few years ago, but have distanced myself from that house. Long drama filled story. But want to find another house once I feel I have vetted new potential. I mean, there's tons of good, you know, Orisha houses out there. Um, if you want pointed in the right direction, you can PM me on the Primitive Roots Appalachian Conjure Facebook page. The link will be below the video, and I'll get you pointed in some directions where you can look into it. But yeah, always, I mean, that's good practice where she said once she has vetted new potential, that is good advice for everybody who's looking to get into initiatory systems, looking into a mentor, looking into getting a godparent in a tradition. Vet them. Vet the fuck out of them before you just leap, you know, without looking and know what the fuck you're getting into. Vet them before you jump. Always. This would save so many people from getting scammed and getting into the wrong houses and money. My God, this shit costs so much money. Yeah, research and vet your godparents before you go all the way in. Always. It's great advice. Godparents, what do I need to do to properly join a house? Well, okay, so yeah, I think I already answered your question there. PM me on the Facebook page, and I will point you in some directions. I think my husband might have just came home. He did. God. Long Island, New York here. Thursday live, right? Yeah, I think that's the one it was on, was the Thursday. I think. Now don't don't hold me to that because I'm not 100% sure. Megan Higgins used a spirit box, and even though everything told me not to, I did. And shit, I guess I never learned. I saged the shit out of the room, and thankfully, it worked. I've actually never used the spirit box. I think I mentioned that on another live. But I have dog ass. What I have used is these stupid spirit box apps. Um, for like, you know, the Android phones and stuff, they have the apps that are supposed to be spirit boxes, and I think they're shit. I think they're a bunch of shit. But I've never actually used like one, like an actual physical box that's made to do specifically that. I've never tried that. That's why I'm solitary. I mean, there's power in community. To, I mean, I'm solitary too. I'm very recluse, but I have my spiritual, you know, house and my spiritual family, and we go to bat for each other. It's a good thing to have. Do you have any recommendations for bone sources? I work with them in my practice, and other than being gifted them by Mother Earth on hikes and such, I find it hard to get my hands on ethical sources. Roadkill is a really good way to start a good bone collection. Start picking up roadkill. I did that for a long time. It depends on what kind of bones you're looking for. There's a lot of oddities groups on like Facebook where people sell and trade all kinds of oddities and bones and stuff like that. There's also resources on Facebook for specifically human remains as well, if that was the type of bones you were looking for. But yeah, there's definitely resources out there for that. But roadkill's a good place to start. Your book would be the most awesome because you're the real deal. Oh, no, I ain't gonna write, but I've actually written poetry books. They were never published, but I have books full of poetry, but I don't think I would write. Oh, I'm not gonna write a book on working now. Ready for the shit storm? Yeah, I think he's seen them doing it live. Clear the decks for action. Uh huh. I'm here. Sorry I missed last week. Hello, Marlene Lopez. Welcome. Do you make black soap and what goes in it? I have not started making the soaps yet. When I start making the soaps is when we get to farm, we're gonna have goats, and I'm gonna do goat milk soaps. But until that happens, I'm not gonna attempt to craft soaps. But black soap is fucking awesome. Um, I actually use the hell out of black soap all the time, but you got to make sure it's the real deal black soap and not dyed crap. Real deal black soap. I wish I could like take a minute to go in and get a bar and show you what real deal black soap looks like. A real deal black soap is not black. It's actually more of a brown color, and it's usually not uniform. It'll be shaped oddly. It'll have big hunks, little hunks. You can see all the ingredients and pieces in it. And from my black soap that I use, I mean, all the ingredients are 100% natural. Um, Mine has like honey and all kinds of peels, like fruit peels, used in it, like rinds, and it's all natural good stuff. I love the fuck out of black soap. But it has to be the real black soap. If you find black soap that's black and it's like in a uniform, like punch out shape or something, that's not the real shit. Don't buy that shit. Sure, but I do prefer working alone. I mean, I do too, but you know, we got our time for working alone, and then we got time where we got to do stuff as a spiritual family too. I mean, most of my time is spent working alone, but once in a while we got to go to bat, you know. Spirit of the Witch is initiated into Palo, but my tata hasn't taken the time to teach me. I have a Makuto. Are you familiar with that? Yes, I am familiar with that. Um, this is secret stuff that I really can't talk about this stuff. That's a shame. How long have you been initiated, um, Spirit of the Witch? Because a lot of joining traditions is learning fucking patience. when when I joined my house, My godfather was like, number one lesson, slow the fuck down and patience. Like that's the first thing you're gonna fucking learn in any initiation. SkullsUnlimited.com. Yeah, I think they also have a Facebook group, Skulls Unlimited. You have a finger bone from them. Awesome. When are you going to get back to that crazy forest where you saw all that Blair Witch stuff? I was actually gonna go yesterday, and it didn't happen, and then I was gonna go today, and it didn't happen again. I'm trying really hard to get there within the next week. I have to go there, and there's a couple other places I have to visit. I already did my river visit this month, but there's some other places I got to go this month, and the woods is number one priority on the list. But I mean, I'll go by myself. I'll take my dog, but I would really prefer taking my husband with me, because there are. You all saw the crazy Blair Witch video. There are wacky people out there, and I just would prefer having my husband with me. So, but if that doesn't happen, I'll go by my fucking self. I get it. What if it needs to be done, I get it done. Marlene got her order on Monday and was so happy. Awesome. Make sure you leave some reviews on your products on the website, honey. $12. What's $12? Comedic witch. Are you guys talking about something? Megan, that sounds awesome. Is black soap the same as black est? Black salt? No. Black soap is not the same as black salt. Not in the least. I'm getting the vibe to just go visit some cemeteries with my man. Well, just make sure you do it properly. There are rules. Skulls Unlimited. I'm gonna see. I don't want to give away all my little secrets on Facebook because I got some human bone groups on Facebook. And get some pretty damn good prices and some pretty decent shit. And if it's a small group and if everybody knows about it, I'm not gonna get my good cheap shit. So I don't want to give it out. I'm sorry, guys. 5 years. Spirit of the Witch. 5 years, and you ain't being taught nothing, and all you have is a Makuto? Oh, honey, that ain't right. That ain't right. PM me. PM me on the page. Spirit of the Witch. Tell me what it is that... Tell me what is that about? The Blair Witch stuff in the forest. I saw the movie, but what is the forest about? Honey, go back and watch my video. There's a video on my page called Crazy Blair Witch Shit in the Woods. It's some nutty ass shit I come across when I was out in the woods one day. I just found you shortly after the crazy girl stuff went down. Loving your channel, by the way. Who's the crazy girl? Who's the crazy girl? There's a lot of them. I don't know who you're talking to. My tata lives out of town. I mean, my house is out of town too. My house is halfway across the country, but I still learn and I still receive stuff. 5 years, that's not right. You should be learning something and have received some things. Crazy Girl is now called Odin's Star. I am not familiar with that one. $12 for finger bone from Skulls Unlimited? Really? Is that for real? You can get a finger bone from Skulls Unlimited for $12? Yeah, PM me, Spirit of the Witch. Cool, I missed that video. Can't wait to see it. Right up my alley. Yeah, it was some crazy shit. Her name is Emily Stevens. She lives in Odessa, Missouri. I'm not too far from... Actually, my husband and his whole family was born and raised in Odessa. But I'm not familiar with Emily Stevenson from Odessa, Missouri. Any more questions, guys? Or I'm going to cut it. Yeah, after 5 years, he's only added me to a public Facebook group. But he's never in there. What? This doesn't sound right at all. This is why we vet our godparents, honey. This is why we research and vet them before we join their houses. You can see my VR number 10 to her on my channel. She's mental and it's funny. I might have to look at that. I don't know this chick. Alright, we got 20 people in here. And no questions coming, so I'm going to cut it if y'all ain't getting questions going. Besides, I mean, I should probably have a talk over here. Revert, I think you mean recently set up a Boveda. I find it hard to focus on one spirit. It can be overwhelming. Any ideas? I mean, a Boveda is all your spirits. It's all your core. So I don't know how you would focus on one at a Boveda when it's all your court on that table. I'm trying to think. Now, that, I mean, when you're at your Boveda, you're addressing your entire court. Usually what I've been finding, if a particular spirit has something to say, watch their water. You know how you have your waters for each, archetype of spirit set up? Watch the glasses. See if there's bubbles, if it's cloudy, if one's going down, quicker than the other ones. That spirit in particular that glass is for might, be trying to communicate something. Watch the water glasses is my best advice. 2 years of your life just gone. From Crazy Girl? Have you learned Latin at all? No, I have not. I would love to learn Latin. I wanted to learn Latin since I was a little kid, but right now I have to learn another language. I'm horrible at languages. I'm really it's like my kryptonite. I'm really bad at languages, but I have to learn another language. I know nothing about this as I practice a different type of witchcraft, but I find this deeply interesting. Right, you're the hedge witch, right? What would be a question that a pendulum wouldn't know? I find something that has already been done, like past events, are accurate, but are there some questions that they can't answer? I mean, I've kind of addressed that on a video before. I mean, it has to be personal, and like for me personally, I know the name of my main ancestor, and it's like a way back generation ancestor, and nobody else knows that ancestor's name. So that's usually what I go by, because when I work my pendulum, it's specifically consecrated to my ancestors. They're the only ones I talk to on the pendulum, and all that. So I ask questions, that are personal and pertinent like that, and that's kind of, you got to rack your brain and come up with something like that. She created 20 troll accounts and flagged each video till YouTube took my channel down. What the hell, y'all? That's some bullshit. Pendulum do give unknown answers at times. Yeah, mine's been hijacked. Nobody's really talking that much, so I think this might be a short live tonight. And I got 20 people in here and nobody's talking. Latin is definitely important in the path I think you're involved in. Actually, it's not. That's not the one I gotta learn. Hello, Julie Wesley. Anything else, guys? Come on, let's keep the questions rolling. I don't have a whole lot of spare time in my life. I do this to help you guys. Okay, I guess we're gonna cut it short. And oh, by the way, I do have two separate altars for the saints and one for the angels for my Orisha statues. I was wondering if one altar should be higher than the other. If they're not on the same, you know, altar in the same space, you know what? Fuck it, guys, let them go. Um, if they're not on the same space, on the same table, the same altar, then set it up level on that. Like I said, it is just hubbub chaos around here tonight. What is going on? Can't even concentrate. Cat. Some like the saint ones, the creator, of course that should be on any altar. The creator should be higher than anything else. He's gone. Fuck it. I'll talk to him later. Um but yeah, set the altar up on the levels that it should be set up. As far as like if I have an altar over here and an altar over here, should one be higher than another? No. I no. As long as they're not on the same table. The levelage in the room shouldn't matter. No. Spirit, if you're initiated, maybe you should ask your godparents. Do they have their own rules? I mean, that's always best. That's who you go to when you're initiated and you have initiatory questions. You go to your godparents because every house works different. In the traditions, every godparent has their own, and every lineage has their own way and their own rules and the way things are done, and every house is going to do it different. So when you go around asking different initiates, initiate questions, the answers are going to be different. And nobody's is right or wrong. That's what a lot of people don't understand is nobody does it a wrong way, nobody does it a right way, unless they're scamming people or some bullshit like that. But if it's a real lineage and a real tradition, then there's no right. There's different variations, there's different ways of doing things, and each house does it differently. So when you go around, you're going to get different answers, and then that puts in your head, oh, mine's not doing it the right way, or something like that. And that's not right. You have to learn the way of the lineage and the tradition that you are in, and not from other lineages and houses and stuff, because everybody does it different. Okay, wait, scrolling back. I missed a lot. Good luck with angry hubby. Yeah, he'll get over it. He always does. Spirit. Oh, we already covered that one. I took Latin in college, but only remember a little bit. Yeah, I always wanted to learn Latin. I love it. I think it's a beautiful language, but I never, like I said, it's my kryptonite. I took 4 years of French in high school, and I think I remember like 5 French words, maybe. It's like I'm terrible at languages. Rum as an offering disappeared in 36 hours. Basically, spirits love rum. Anything other than food or alcohol or flowers would be a good offering. I mean, it depends on the spirit, um, but generally across the board, spirits love spirits. They love alcohol, water. They love light, and I mean the food offerings even depends on the spirit, on what you're gonna give them. Cigars, smoke, pretty much all spirits across the board like that too. Pretty much. If you are partial to doing both positive and negative acts, but only one altar, what do you advise? Okay, what I do is I mean, I do negative works, but I don't do them that often. It's really far and few between that I have to do something negative because I don't have to. I don't have to. I can do other things and bring my spirit's attention to a situation and say, "Hey, if I give you this, will you deal with that?" And that's pretty much sufficient most of the time. Um, when I've done dark work on my regular working altar, what I do after I do that work is a big fucking cleansing. I cleanse the house, I mean the whole house, I cleanse the space, um, and then I have a video, scroll back on my channel, there's a video on how to make like a negative energy trap with a glass of water, and I will sit that on my altar after I do some negative work. I'll sit it there, for 2, 3 weeks, a month or something until I feel like it's absorbed up all that nastiness I brought in. Comedic, I've asked my godparents, but they are not being very cooperative. Honey, you gotta PM me. Because there are scammers out there, and if you're 5 years in and have not learned anything, and have not received anything, I don't think that's right. How do you feel about mind-altering substances and contact with the paranormal? We covered that on another live too, honey. We've already covered that. And like I said, I don't want to repeat myself on all these lives, because then when people watch them, it's just me talking about the same shit over and over again in like every video. So for that question, go back and watch the lives. I think it was the Thursday Night Live one again, the one that's in like 4 different pieces where I talked about the psychedelic substances. Same with French. Yeah. Languages I'm terrible. My spirits love vodka. Yeah. I mean, oh guys, I made my own Florida water. Like, I'm really good. I am a fucking master when it comes to oils and powders and stuff, but I never dipped my toe into the hydrosol, water area. And I ran out of Florida water, and I'm like, you know what? Because I use Florida water like I don't know, like stupid. I use stupid amounts of Florida water. So when I buy it by the fucking case, and I buy the big 16-ounce fucking bottles, and I buy them by the case, and I'm just about ready to run out, and I went, and the fucking site raised their price on the case of Florida water. It's up to like $80 with the shipping for a case now, and I'm like, this is getting ridiculous, and I use it so much. So I made my own fucking Florida water, and I'll tell you what, that shit is the fucking bomb. The energy in that fucking water is fucking amazing. Like, I don't think I'll ever buy Florida water again. I think I'm gonna make my own from now on, and I've been contemplating offering it in the shop. Would anybody be interested in that? Like, give me a poll, give me some opinions. If anybody would be interested in buying MawMaw's fucking Florida water. But the vodka brought that to mind, because I didn't want to use rubbing alcohol for the Florida water, because it's too harsh, it's too strong of a smell. And I think that's actually what the Maury and Lamans uses in their Florida water, is rubbing alcohol, because it's a really strong alcohol smell. I used vodka to make my Florida water, and it's like fucking awesome. I love it. Like, I'm so happy with it. I was so proud of myself. Like, I made my own Florida water. Any advice on planting seeds? I'm trying to grow devil's bit for a reversing bag, but nothing has sprouted yet. How deep in the dirt do they have to go? I've never actually grown devil's bit. Generally, it depends on the type of plant. I mean, if you're trying to plant seeds, look it up. Look up, the seed and the type of plant, and it'll, should give you specific instructions on how far apart to sow them and how deep to sow them. I usually try not to sow seeds too deep, because a lot of times they'll just rot in the ground if they go too deep. When I plant seeds, typically what I do is I fill the pot up to like an inch from the top, and then I just throw my seeds in, and then I put like an inch of dirt on top, and then I got the nursery greenhouse out there, and that's where I sprout all my seeds at. But I have stuff that doesn't grow sometimes either. I plant and shit never comes. Melissa needs to buy cigars. Oh yeah, We go through a fuck ton of cigars around here. And cigarettes. I... Are you speaking another language? I poured Glen... Oh, no, you're not. That's a name. Glenn Fittich. At my Scottish father's grave. I thought you were talking another language. Damn, you are a Scorpio. Fuck yeah, I am. I am really fucking Scorpio, too. I ain't even gonna tell y'all, I was not born on Halloween. But I'm goddamn fucking close. But I ain't giving out my birthday. What's the latest paranormal experience you've had? I'll tell you what. Something really fucking weird happened today. I was sitting here and I kept hearing a noise on this window right here. And I thought it was my wind chime because I have a wind chime right there. And sometimes when it's windy, it hits the window. So I wasn't paying any attention to it. And it kept going on and on and on. And then my cat started acting weird. So I'm like, let me go. I got up and looked at the window. And there was this black and orange bird in the fucking window, like flapping and pecking at it and like going crazy in the window. And that's what the noise was. He'd been doing it for like 10 minutes. I'm pretty damn sure it was an Oriole, a Boston Oriole bird. And I've been here since 2011 in this house, and I have never seen a Baltimore Oriole out here. It amazed the fuck out of me, and as soon as I went to record it, it flew it flew away. But he came back. He came back and he fucked with the window 3 or 4 more times, and I actually have video of it. I might post it on the Facebook page. It's pretty interesting. But birds, I messaged my godmother, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. This bird is like trying to beat in my window. Like, if I had the screen in the window, he would have been in the house. Like, he was trying to get through the fucking window. And my window is not that clean. I have not scrubbed the window through the winter, so it's got fingerprints, it's got dog nose prints, and it's like smudgy. So I'm on the fence if he was like seeing a reflection and doing something. I'm on the fence about that because the window's pretty dirty. But she was like, birds are messengers. She was like, and that's a big sign. Go do some fucking divination and find out what the fuck that was about. So that was probably the most recent paranormal experience. That was a couple hours ago. I'll put that video up on my Facebook page. It's pretty interesting. Do you have to be initiated to work with MawMaw as far as wearing her beads or starting an altar? Also, the 7 African powers has been getting my attention as well. Okay, so MawMaw is an Orisha, so yes, you would need initiated. You would have to receive the Alekes to wear them. And the 7 African powers, in my opinion, is not a real thing. There's a lot of initiates and a lot of practitioners that are on this boat as well. And that the 7 African powers are like a made-up thing. Kind of like Saint Expedite. Like, I don't know if everybody knows that, but Saint Expedite isn't even like a real saint. He's like a made-up saint. But it doesn't mean he doesn't work. Lots of people use him. Lots of people say he works. But actually, the story of Saint Expedite was like, I don't remember the whole story in detail, but apparently a statue was shipped to a church, and the head had been broken off or something. And the head was missing, and nobody knew who the saint was, what the statue was. And the box that it came in said Expedite on it. Fast shipping or whatever, So they just called it Saint Expedite because nobody knew what the fucking statue was, and that's kind of how Saint Expedite was born. He's not like an actual real saint. But there is the thing of the Tulpa, where, if you put enough energy and people put enough faith into something, that a spirit will inhabit it and it'll become like a real working thing. And that's kind of what happened with the Saint Expedite. He's become a Tulpa. And that's pretty much the same thing along the same lines as these 7 African powers. It's a Tulpa. It's not real, but people have kind of given it that energy and made it real. My dogs kept eating the offerings off my altar. I put a dog picture on my altar. Dogs were raised by my ancestors for nothing. It was a trip. How do your physical life reflect in your spiritual work? You know my problem? My cats. For some reason, don't like the water in their water bowl. Like every other water in the house is better than the water in their water bowl. They're constantly on my ancestors, on all my other altars, drinking their fucking glasses of water, like constantly. Sometimes they'll knock them over. My dog has stolen offerings of altars before, so that's like a common thing. But yeah, my cats are a big deal. What I started doing, and I can't do it in all the waters, but some of them, like, you know, you have like the big glass in the middle, and then you have like the regular drinking glasses. In the big glass, I'll put a couple drops of cologne water in there, either Kananga water or Florida water or tobacco water or something. And that deters the cats from wanting to drink that water. But I can only do that for certain ones. I can't put cologne in all the glasses because then the spirits ain't really going to be drinking that either. So I just kind of deal. Excuse me. I just kind of deal with it as it arises. I fill the glasses back up every morning when I get up because they be drinking them all fucking night. Can you use Everclear? It's a high proof, and you just add water to dilute it. I make tinctures out of it and my Florida water. Yeah, I was a toss up between Everclear and vodka. Um, I went with the vodka number one because it was cheaper, and number two, what I found and used for the Florida water was a citrus vodka, and that it lent a really cool flavor and scent to my Florida water. I really, really like how it turned out, but you can absolutely use Everclear, yes. Do you ever watch the movie Skeleton Key? Because a main character's name was Papa Justify. I've been told that. Somebody else told me that. I think it was somebody down at the Botanica down here I used to go to. Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen the movie, but somebody actually told me that somebody in that movie's character was named Justify when I told them my name, and they were like, "Oh, Skeleton King." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But I've heard that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that damn movie. Don't speak in tongues. No. Halloween going out with you would be awesome. It's my favorite holiday, dressing up, etc. Mine too. It has been since the day I was born. I've been a Halloween junkie. But you know what cured me of that? Working at a haunted house for Halloween. Oh, no. Like, I was such a Halloween junkie that my whole life growing up, I thought the coolest job in the fucking world would be to work in a haunted house for Halloween, right? Cured me of my fucking Halloween Jones. I don't really give a flying fuck. I mean, I do give a flying fuck about Halloween. I do. But I don't. I used to go all out. I used to decorate and build props and like do this whole thing. They know us in the neighborhood as the Halloween house. Like all the kids come around in the summer and they'll be like, "Oh, you're the Halloween house." Like everybody knows. I ain't been doing it. I ain't go all out with the Halloween anymore like I used to. Work at a haunted house, it'll cure you of that. Trust me. The seeds were too deep. Yeah. I mean, it depends on the seeds too. They stopped eating them once I put the picture up. I missed that point. Oh. I mean, you know what I might try doing, Tukawaka? Instead of putting a picture of a dog on there, maybe get a little figurine of a dog. I think that would be better than a picture of a dog. If this is for your ancestors, because you say they raised dogs and bred them and did all that, then that would definitely be something that they would enjoy. But I don't think I would do a picture of a dog. What I would do is get a little figurine of the breed of dog maybe they bred and stuff, and just put that that with them, that might fix your problem. That's what I'm hearing. Anyway, how long have you been a practitioner, and what inspired you to become an initiate? Well, I was born this way. Anybody that's watched my channel for any amount of time, I did my first work at the age of 9 years old. I don't know how I knew to do what I did. I don't even know. I just did it. I don't even know where it came from. Um, but yeah, I've pretty much been working since then. Since I was 9 years old, I've pretty much been doing work in one way or another. So I have 31 years experience in the work. What inspired me to become an initiate? I think I've covered that as well on other lives. It was to save my life. Literally, it was to save my life, and so that kinds of shit never happened to me again. That's why I got initiated, and that's why a lot of people wind up initiating. You never knew that about Saint Expedite. Yeah, he's a tulpa. Should your altar be on a tripod? I know for scrying for a crystal ball, it needs to have 3 legs for more connections and better and clearer visions, but what about an altar for work? Um, First off, honey, let me correct your spelling because that's a pet peeve. It's Altar for altar. The way you're spelling it is to alter something, not like an altar. Um, so yeah, it's the spelling is very important. Uh, does your altar need to be on a tripod? Hell no. No, any kind of table, flat surface can serve as an altar. Was there a study somewhere that had a group of people told a story about a house being haunted, and because they all believed it, it became real? I mean, there was a study. I don't know about the house being haunted and it became real, but there's a study done on tulpas and the realness of them. It was like 16 scientists, and they went to like an old house, and they made up a story. They made up a story of some fucking creature. I've covered this on a video too, which is why I'm trying to get through it. I don't want to be repeating myself all the time. Um, but they made up a creature, and they focused on it and gave it all this energy and offerings and like all this stuff, and they made a fucking tulpa. The creature became fucking real, which is kind of along the same lines as like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Gothic. It's an old movie, like the 1960s or something. It has oh my god, Julian Sands is in it and a couple other good actors. But it's like the night that Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein, and it kind of goes through that whole tulpa thing in the movie of how they created these monsters, and then they wrote the stories about them. Tulpas are very interesting. Is the Saint Expedite like birthing your own spirit for work? Do you know anything about birthing spirits for work? Or is that bullshit? I mean, I know a bit about birthing spirits for work, yeah, as per my tradition. But outside of that, that's basically what we do with statues. I mean, I don't know if this is what you're talking about. If you're talking about a tulpa kind of birth, or if you're talking about infusing an object and with a spirit and birthing a spirit inside of an object, like a spirit that already exists. Like this is kind of what we do with our saint statues and that kind of stuff. We make them tulpas. We bring the spirit into um, those objects and those items and to work with them. Citrus vodka, hell yes, I'm gonna try that. It turned out awesome, guys. It really did. I'm really considering offering it in the shop, but I just don't know if there'd be interest. My dogs stay away from the offerings I give to my guerreros. It's like they know those offerings aren't theirs. I have a friend of mine that says the same thing. She has like 3 or 4 dogs, And her shit's on the damn floor. Um, and she puts her offerings on the floor and everything. And she's actually sent me pictures. Like, she'll put a whole fucking fish or something down there. And the dog will stop and lay down in front of it and just look at it. Like, he won't touch it. And I'm like, I'm my fucking animal. I don't know, man. My animals don't give a fuck. I don't know if they're too used to having all the spirits around, but they really have no fear of the spirits. And the way I look at it is, if my spirits really didn't want them to be having that shit, they wouldn't have it. So the way I look at it is, my spirits are kind of allowing them, to do that. Especially like my Papa. My dogs have stole his offerings many times, but Papa loves dogs. He loves them. He has two of them. So why wouldn't he let them eat his offerings? He loves dogs. So, I kind of look at things along that point. Like, but I know people, yeah, that say their animals will not touch their offerings or go near their altars or like anything like that. But my animals don't give a fuck. Veronica's birthday is on Halloween. That's awesome. I am very close, but I'm not telling anybody. How fucking close. Then, after a couple of days or so, they'll eat them, almost as if they've gotten permission. Well, see, I just, look. I just kind of covered that without even reading it. I used to decorate for Halloween too, but since the local churches do something called trunk and treat, they do that around here too. Working at the haunted house took it out of me. My cat wants to curl up and sleep on my altar. I just let her alone. I don't want to upset the spirits. They don't seem to mind her up there. When I see mine get up there, I squirt them. I don't like them up there. I don't want them up there. I mean, they're gonna do it anyway as soon as I go to bed. But at least while I'm awake, I can keep everything in order. So if I see my cats up there, I knock them down. Because usually they knock shit over and they fuck with shit. So I spray them. That was interesting. Um, yeah, I spray them down. I don't like them being up there. Now kids go there, and I barely have any trick or treat. Yeah, that's the same thing that happened to me. The less every year it got less and less and less kids coming, and you know that combined with working at the haunted house, I was like, why am I doing all this fucking work? I like it. I mean, I would do it just for me, but it kind of took it out of me. I liked the video where you say you were doing story time and reading from the folklore books. Yeah, I might do a couple more of those. Still going. Nothingness Chronicles. Yes, we are. We're still going. We've been it's an hour. Alter my yes. Spelling does matter. I think I covered this in another spells. It's called spells, and it's called spelling. These words are connected. So grammar and spelling, especially when you're making petitions and things, you want to make sure you got your your fucking spelling and your grammar correct, because that could go really really awry. Deja vu, here you were talking about how you almost lost your life. And again, Blue Oyster Cult, don't hear the Reaper came on. Again, I did on the other chat. Yeah, I get a lot of that around here. I didn't even notice that. You guys are on the ball. Is that symbol on the top of your left hand? The symbol for cat. This? No, this is actually just something I drew. I just I actually sat down in the damn chair. This circle in the center is a bottle cap, and I stuck a bottle cap and I traced it, and then I just kind of drew this, and I was like, there we go, put that on there. How much should people talk about their guides, etc.? I was taught not to, but recently with so much new information learning, it's hard to learn and not talk about them experiences. Honey, you are 100% correct, and I learned the hard way how not to talk about things. I got in some big trouble for saying some things I shouldn't have said to somebody, and I learned my lesson really fucking quickly. And as you notice, I don't talk about shit. I ain't gonna talk. Mm-mm. My lips are fucking sealed. I ain't saying shit about nothing. I ain't talking on nothing. You learn. Same way they won't eat the food offerings from me. I got lucky. Yeah, you guys are lucky. My dogs will not touch my skulls or bones. Even when, oh, mine do. My dog is eating my feet. He just sat up and looked at me. He's like, yeah, I eat them chicken feet. He eats the fuck out of my chicken feet. And anything he can reach or get a hand on, he'll fucking eat it. Still waiting for my alum crystals, but I got a pretty blue glass for the protection cup. Yeah, I'm actually got to redo mine tonight. Actually, it's sitting out there getting ready to redo it. I have a couple of those all over my house, but my most important one, besides on my working altar, is in my bedroom. I keep one in my bedroom, and it helps tremendously. Yes, how you word things is important. When I gave up drinking alcohol, I am having much more clarity, and my intuition is more focused. I gave up that too. Like when I was younger, I drank like crazy, and then one day I had an epiphany. Like my whole family has been alcoholics, all of them, and when I watched my family and I seen the things they did, and I didn't want to be like that. I did not want to be like that and go through that shit and everything. So I totally quit by myself one day, and I said I'm never touching it again. Now, of course, all my spirits, you got to spray it and you got to do all this shit with it, and it's disgusting. And I don't like doing it, and they know I hate it, but I got to fucking do it. But yeah, I don't drink. Everyone's charging their crystals under the moon tonight, I'm sure. Always, and scrying tools as well. Is it normal to feel as grounded and centered at the cemetery as I do? I know some people go to the forest or parks, but the cemetery has always been my reset button. I've always had a strong connection with the cemetery as well. It was like my little happy place, especially when I was a kid. And like I said on previous videos, where grew up and I was raised on the mountain, like my backyard bordered a cemetery. Like, here's my backyard, here's a little thing of woods, and right here's a cemetery. Like, they were right there. Which is why the house was very spiritually active, that I grew up in. But I would always sneak out of my window at night, after my grandparents would go to bed and shit, and I would go down to the cemetery and I would hang out there all fucking night and talk to all the fucking spirits, and I'd lean up against a gravestone and fall asleep. It was like my happy place. It was my chill out place. It was the place I went to get grounded and centered and everything. Um, Nowadays, nah, I mean, if I went without a purpose, I'm sure it would still be that for me. But most of the times now, when I go to cemetery, I'm going for a purpose. I'm going for work or for offering or something along that lines, and that puts a little nervous edge on you, especially if you're going for dirt or something. You're always a little paranoid, thinking you're gonna get in trouble or someone watching you, or so not so much anymore. But I'm sure if I went without a purpose now, in the next week or so, I think I do have to get there pretty much without a purpose other than to pay homage and leave some offerings. So I'm going to check it out and see if it's still my little grounding happy place as it was when I was young. Right on. So is it hard to talk and not talk? It is extremely hard. I've slipped up a couple times on these lives, and I've kind of let some things slip that I probably shouldn't have let slip. But thankfully, no one, I don't think, has noticed it. No one's brought it to my attention that they noticed it anyway, so I'm hoping those things kind of went under the radar. Now everyone's gonna go back and watch all the fucking lives and go, ooh, where'd she fuck up? But it's really hard because I'm peacefully answering questions and talking, but I'm also listening at the same time to my spirit. So yeah, silence says enough, absolutely. My cats play with things sometimes. Monday is the full moon. I honey. Or maybe, are you in a different country? Are you not in America? Because if you're in America, tonight's the full moon. My family were alcoholics too. You done been there, been through that. It's hard. Instead of us asking a question, what's a topic you'd like to discuss? Someone else did this to me the other day. They were like, "Well, pick a topic for your lives," and I'm like, if I have a topic I want to talk about, I'm probably not gonna do it on a live. I'm probably just gonna do a video and put it up there, because that's just something I want to fucking talk about. I don't the lives for something I want to talk about. I do the lives to help you guys. That's why I'm here. This is what my precious time is given to you, help you with your questions. Not what the fuck I talk about. If I want to talk about something, I'll just do a fucking video or I'll make a meme. we'll get it going again. Did y'all see my little song meme I made? Oh, do you guys want to know how it goes? There's a tune I had in my head when I made that meme. Okay, so it was like, throw some glitter on it and call it hoodoo. That seems to be this new age way. Throw some flowers on it and call it hoodoo. It'll fetch a pretty penny on eBay. But you guys make up your own ditty because I'm horrible. I tell you, I can't sing and my spirits. I got to fucking sing, and I know they're there with fucking earplugs going, oh God, when's it gonna be over? I let them some things slip too, but you know what? They say loose links sink ships. Abso-fucking-lutely. That is 100% true. I had a dream that was a very strong warning to keep my mouth shut and be careful what I tell people. After that, I have had little problem with it. Mine was a lot more than a dream. I literally got fucked up. So I learned my lesson. Spirit fucked my ass. 10 ways to Sunday. When I said some shit to somebody I shouldn't have fucking said. But that person took fucking advantage. He knew goddamn well that I didn't know what I could say and what I couldn't say. And he was asking me questions directly in front of my husband, who is not in anything. So I'm like, okay, if he's asking me these questions in front of him, it must be okay to talk about. Like, he knew what he was fucking doing. He knew it, and he gonna get it one day if he hasn't already. I tell you what, because my spirits were pissed. Have you seen or read Where the Lilies Bloom? I have not even heard of it. I just did my full moon ritual and I was using red Poppet dolls for love. Can you go over pin usage and Poppets? I actually don't use pins in my Poppets. I really don't. I mean, I do Poppets different than the mainstream, you know, because I think that's bullshit. Poppets they aren't voodoo dolls where you can stick a pin in them and somebody's gonna feel it. They aren't, you know, you're gonna fucking hurt somebody with a fucking pin. I don't use pins in my Poppets. I really don't. Most of the Poppets I do are for healing purposes, and I will stuff them in the coordinating areas that need healing with certain things for that specific area to heal. Stuff like that. If I'm doing baneful work with Poppets, I actually make them out of wax. A little secret. I do. When I make Poppets for enemies, I make them out of wax. And I destroy them. I'll fuck them up. But I don't use pins in my Poppets. I really don't. I take notes from your lives, so I watch them a few times, because if I don't, I will miss things, and you always catch little things you missed each time. You want to watch them over again. I watch my lives again, too, because sometimes I catch spirits. I do. Like, I'll catch them in the camera and shit. So I like to go back and watch them. Talk about Poppet usage. I think I just did, honey. Did I answer your question before you asked it? I've been doing that a lot this evening, haven't I? Well, maybe you could help us with your knowledge. I mean, I do that, honey. That's what the regular videos are for. That's me dropping knowledge. The lives in specific are for you guys to ask the questions that you have for the knowledge I can provide. Monday the 30th for April 2018, it says. Not if you're in the United States, honey. Tonight's a full moon. Oh, I saw that song. I love it. It didn't quite blow up like I hoped it would. It didn't blow up like the last one. I thought for sure I caused another kerfuffle, but it hasn't. I was slightly disappointed, but I guess it's a good thing. You're a poet and don't know it always. Your song is better than Kanye West's new song. Oh Lord, that's good. That's good shit right there. I needed that. I needed a laugh today really bad. Awesome. I work with the moon very much, so waning or waxing. Also, dark moon and full moon spells can make a big difference. Yeah, I mean, I like working with the moon. I do. Especially who and what I am. I do enjoy working with the moon, but I don't make it a necessity. Like if something needs done, you fucking do it. You don't wait for a fucking moon phase. Um, I actually recently I haven't been doing too much on moon phases other than honoring it and checking it out and stuff because I'm doing stuff all the time. So anymore, I mean, I used to have specific things I would do on specific phases. Maybe when I start actually offering work for people, I might integrate that more into doing other people's works and stuff. But for my own personal work, I don't need to work with the moon phases. I enjoy it, but I don't make it a necessity. I make mine out of wax when cursing too. Not a whole lot of people do that, believe it or not. Actually, you're only the second person I've ever heard that does that. Do you learn anything else about the little doll babies behind you? Uh, no. I didn't. I have not gotten around to researching them yet. It's on the to-do list. It really is, guys. But you guys don't understand how much, how much I'm doing and learning and gotta do. There's so much, and it's on the list. I just haven't gotten to it. And when you have spirits constantly harping on you, telling you to do things and things that have to be done and places I gotta go, and it's like I just I have a list. I have a list of things I need to get to and things I need to do, and that is definitely on the list. I am going to learn about them because I think that's really fucking cool. Seriously, is it a reference to Kanye West's Lift Yourself? No, it wasn't. It wasn't, seriously. That's just the kind of ditty I heard in my head when I made up the meme. Hey, Aston McGuire is back. I didn't know you left. What do I do for fun? Oh my god. What's fun? I don't even know what fun is anymore. What do I do for fun? Oh my god. Once or twice a year I do something for fun. It's usually going to some kind of event. some kind of show or like a fair. And it's usually something, you know, like a pagan fair or an oddities festival or that's my fun. Um, I enjoy antique shopping, but usually 95% of the time when I go antique shopping, I'm going for something for my spirits. That really my life is a big chunk of it is dedicated to my spirits, man, and they're always talking to me, and are, you know, it's hard. And I have been yelled at this actually. My godmother actually yelled at me about it. That I don't kind of take enough time for myself. You know, I'm always working. I'm always with my spirits. I'm always communicating. I'm always learning divination, or I'm studying something. Or she's like, "Girl, you need to do you a little bit. Like, enjoy your fucking life, and like do some shit you enjoy doing." Um, I have been sewing a little bit more often, and I do enjoy that. But again, to me, I mean, I enjoy it, but it's kind of like another job, sorta, you know, because I'm not making something for me. I'm making something, you know, for collections or for spirits or, you know, I don't know. That's a hard question, but there's probably a reason why it was asked because I have been getting harped on to not focus maybe so much on my spirits and, you know, kind of do me a little bit. Good to know, especially for banishing. I don't wait, no. Never wait for the phases. I made a poppet and brought it to work, and it was an effigy of a truly mean supervisor. One of the girls I worked with came from New Orleans, and when she threw it, when she threw it in the shitty bedpan, ooh, that's nasty. Ooh. So secretive, it's hard to ask questions. Absolutely. Yeah. Lots of things we cannot discuss. Later that day, the nurse, and see, and that's another reason why I'm not announcing my path. There's many reasons why I'm not announcing my path. But one of the reasons is because when I announce my path, that's all people are going to ask questions about. That's all people are going to want to know about. And I've seen this happen with other practitioners of paths, and they can't talk about it. We can't talk about it. So announcing it would just make more questions that we can't answer. So, you know, and then everybody kind of focuses on that, and that's not should be the focus. So that's one reason why I'm not big on coming out of the closet. Later that day, the nurse supervisor was doing a manual bowel discompaction on a patient. Mean nurse got poo duty all over her. I should say that Poppet worked. I should say so, wow. And that's like a picture I just did not need in my fucking head, but thank you, honey. That's a good story. Oh no, I'm answering you. The full moon just peaked, 8:58 Eastern Time. Absolutely, the full moon is tonight. We ain't even... It's still fucking kind of daylight here. My blockbuster candle broke right at the end, at the bottom. Would that be a good sign? Like it broke the block. I will redo it just in case. A blockbuster candle would be the only candle where that would be a good sign. Yeah, that on a blockbuster, I'd say that was a good sign. Now let me ask you about the rest of the candle. Was it clear? Was there soot at the top? Was it sooty halfway down? Was the whole thing sooty? And then it blew up. What did the glass look like before it exploded? This tells you a lot about the work and how it's going. And it's so... I hate those read my wax posts, guys. You know I fucking hate that shit. But when it comes to glass candles, that's definitely needs to be read when you're working like a 7-day glass candle. That shit needs to be read. When it comes to remnants of wax on a fucking table from a chime candle or whatever, sometimes it can tell you some shit, but most of the time it there's no message. It really isn't. You're like a soccer mom, but with a van full of spirits instead of kids. Absolutely. I'm telling y'all. It's hard. It is hard being me. Hi, MawMaw. First live. Hi, Margarita Sage. Welcome to your first live. I hope you're enjoying it. I gotta Google the moon. I'm pissed my calendar is off. Yeah, there's actually an app you can get if you have an Android. I don't know if they have it for iPhones, but I have it on my Android, and it's called a moon phase widget. Look that up in the Play Store, and it's highly accurate, and it even gives you, like the micro phases and everything. I love the fuck out of that app. I have it on my phone. I use it all the time. Is there an herb that you would call your go-to herb in love workings like come to me? A go-to herb for come to me. Oh, that's so hard. That's like, what's your favorite movie or your favorite song? That's hard picking a favorite herb. Licorice root. I think licorice root would be my go-to for like a come to me love kind of work, because I actually, when I wrote, I just started selling licorice root in the shop, and when I was writing the description, for the listing of the licorice root, um, I actually learned some interesting things about licorice root that I wasn't fully aware of. Uh, Licorice root's really cool because not only does it have the commanding, dominating effect, but it's also very sweet. If you suck on a licorice root, it's really sweet. So it does that commanding and dominating in a sweet kind of way, which is like really fucking cool. So yeah, I think licorice root would probably be my go-to for a work like that. Some balance is always nice. Yeah, I need to do that. But see, and then it's like a double-edged thing where, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fucking do some shit for me. Then I feel like I'm neglecting everybody. Like, it's so hard. It's so hard. And I got my husband who's being a dick today, but he'll get over it. I gotta pay attention to him too. So it's like, there's some time in a day, and then every week I give my time to you guys to answer your questions, and my time is very precious. So I hope you guys appreciate it. What would be the focus? The focus that I missed something. What would be the focus? The focus of what? Balance is always nice. Yes, the more private you are, the better. Absolutely. I agree, Melissa. Keep your cards close. 100%. I think being open would educate and help others more. I mean, it does, and and you retracted a message? Naughty, naughty. I mean, I am open and educate about things that I can be open and educate about. But there's some things that we can't fucking talk about, unless incur severe fucking penalties, and that's just the way it fucking is. That's just the way it is. So, I mean, we take oaths, when we join traditions not to reveal things. And so, that's where my fucking loyalty lies. I help people, doing my thing, but there's some shit that cannot be fucking talked about. And that's just the fucking way it is. Sooty at the top, but cleared out, and then it exploded. You are good to go. That's a good work for a blockbuster. Now, if it was any other fucking candle that exploded, I'd say fuck. But that's the one particular work where an explosion is a fucking awesome ending. Reversing is all. If you do a reverse type work, an explosion at the end is also a good outcome. almost every reverse work I do explodes. So that's like the two works I can think of where an explosion would be an awesome finale. I'm outside under the full moon watching your vid. Awesome! I was gonna do it outside tonight, guys. I was gonna do it outside, and I was gonna have the fire going and everything, and it just got too damn chilly, and then it started drizzling a little bit, so I was like, we're inside again. So this is kind of a dumb question, but why aren't Egyptian traditions included in the ATRs? Well, one way I can answer that is because ATR traditions were never lost. The lineages were never broken. And the secrets were preserved. They were never lost. They had been passed through the lineages for, 3,000 years. Egyptian religions and stuff, not so much. All the records of that are, like hieroglyphs and, all that kinds of deal. And the lineages have been broken, the secrets have been lost. So that's probably why it's not included in ATRs. Well, one of the reasons, anyway, that I can think of. Needless to say, that mean supervisor nurse got hers. That sounds like it. That was an ugly picture I had in my brain. Spirits are as bad as kids sometimes, absolutely. Worse sometimes. Oh, nice question, Tukawaka. A lot do include Kemet with the ATRs. Tukawaka always asks the best fucking questions. I love her. That's my girl. She hooked MawMaw up. She is the shiznat. I love that girl. It's always a pleasure live or just a video. Awesome. I have that moon phase app. Yeah, I have it too. I love it. Everyone's time is precious. Absolutely. There's a thing. It says the true cost of anything is the amount of time you exchange for it. Because really, what else do we have in this existence, in this soul suit? What do we have other than precious time? And it's a finite amount of time. Time is the most precious fucking thing that you could ever offer to anybody. It really is. And I just think about people that, gotta work 9 to 5 jobs every day on that daily grind and to afford a car and a house that they're never in and can't enjoy. It's like, I don't know. I don't understand a lot of modern society. I was on another live stream yesterday, and the guy said that this was what he did instead of going out on the weekends now. Right? I don't go out on the weekends anyway. Thank you for sharing yourself with us. Well, you're welcome. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help. Gotta respect the oaths. Absolutely. I understand, but you said you can't reveal your path. I didn't know that was an oath. I mean, it's not an oath. I could tell people my path, but I'm not. I'm not. How would me telling my path help anybody? It's not going to help anybody. All it's going to do is make people ask questions about my path that I can't talk about. So, it doesn't really... Titles... I have titles, y'all. I have titles. I have things. I have this. I have that. But that does not serve anybody to know. And to tell people about it doesn't serve me except my ego. That's the only part. Announcing myself as this or that, or I'm this and I have that. That would serve my ego. And I'm not about that. So... I don't need to tell anybody my titles. I don't need to tell anybody my path. It doesn't help people. So why do it? If it doesn't serve you, don't do it. If it doesn't serve somebody else, don't do it. So that's my line of thinking. Like I said, someday I probably will come out of the closet and reveal my path. But at this point in time, I'm not doing it. It's just simple as that. I ain't doing it. It's nippy here too. Yeah, it got pretty chilly really quick. I would share some spirit stories, but I am sure they wouldn't appreciate that. Well, it depends on the spirit and the story. I share ghost stories sometimes. I think if knowledge is for someone, they will find it. The quest part is part of the learning. Absolutely. I had somebody asking earlier in a group about joining voodoo, and they were like, "Oh, I was told the first step is to, work with my guides and ancestors, and then my second thing is I need to set up an altar to Papa Legba, and then I need to find an initiate and get a reading." And then I'm like, strike that, reverse it. Don't do any of that shit, except get a reading. That's your first fucking step. Find out if you got the path for initiation before you build altars, before you do any of that fucking shit, except, well, you can work with your ancestors. I ain't gonna down nobody on working with their ancestors. I think everybody should do it. But when it comes to tradition spirits, don't do any of that shit. Don't build an altar. Don't fucking be talking to them. Don't be giving them offerings. Don't be doing any of that shit till you get a reading from an initiated priest or priestess in the tradition and find out if you have the path for initiation. Point blank, period. Or you're going to waste your time, you're going to waste your money, you're going to waste spirit's time. That's the first step. Oh, but the point of that story, the point of that story was, oh my god, I just lost it again. What was the point of the story? Wait a minute, someone's question triggered that. If knowledge is looking, they will find it. Yeah, so I told the person, set up something for your ancestors. Set up a white cloth, a white candle, and a glass of water. That's what you need. Pray to your ancestors and ask that the correct mentor and teacher be brought to you. When you go out there and actively search, that's how people get frauded. That's how people get scammed. Your ancestors, your court, your spirits will bring you the right mentor if you ask for it and pray for it. They will fucking bring it to you. You don't got to do all that work. And you'll know it's the right one. Simple, 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 simple as always. Do you scry? And if so, what do you use? I have dabbled in scrying. What I used was black mirrors. Actually, I make them. And I had asked on another live, because I was contemplating making black scrying mirrors and putting them in the shop and selling them. And I asked everybody to give me a vote if there was an interest in black scrying mirrors, because a lot of people don't know about them or don't know how to use them. So, but nobody really voted, so I didn't do it. Same thing with the Florida water. No one's told me that they'd like the Florida water, so it's probably not going to go in the shop. I don't understand modern society either. I like to keep my life simple. Absolute. Man, if I could live in a log cabin in the middle of fucking woods with nothing, no Wi-Fi. Electricity might be nice, but I could probably still do without it. Okay, if that's what you believe, but you tell them everything else for anyone interested. Yeah, I mean, I tell them everything I can talk about. But I can't, I mean, you're not getting it, honey. You're not getting it. I'm not gonna repeat myself because you're not getting it. Someone once asked Roger Waters from Pink Floyd what his religion was, and he said that he did not see how it was relevant and how they play as musicians and had nothing to do with what they did. Absolutely. I feel the same way about my path as well. I'm very secretive about what I do for the most part. Yep. I feel the same way. It has, I mean, no, it has nothing to do with what I'm teaching. Because I can't teach about that. I can't teach about it and I can't talk about it. I can't answer questions about it. So what's the fucking point? Other than, my initiated tradition in the ATRs, I'm also a root worker. I'm also powwow. I'm also a lot of other things and traditions that I am a part of, but those aren't initiatory and they're not secret, so I can fucking talk about them. This one over here, there ain't no point in telling anybody about it. I'm secretive in my path as well, but I don't make YouTube videos trying to teach people of something I can't tell them. Well, then you're not getting it, honey. You're not getting it. Because I'm talking about tons of other stuff that has nothing to do with the what I'm initiated in. There's tons of other stuff that I work on and practice that I can fucking talk about. And anybody that's been on my channel for any amount of time knows this because I was doing videos before I was initiated. I was teaching people and helping people. So if you're not getting anything out of it, honey, then go to another channel because you're not going to get my path out of me. So if that's what you want to learn about, then you need to go to an initiated person and initiate, because that's the only way you're going to learn about these traditions, because people ain't going to talk about it. It ain't just me. So, I'm sorry, honey. That's just the way it is. For myself on my own path, I believe in my own personal way that if I say too much, it decreases the effectiveness of what working I do. See, I believe the same thing. And this is why we don't give out, the way we work and certain spells and the ways to do things, because that's your shit, number one. What works for you might not work for somebody else. So why give it out? Number two, if everybody else is doing your shit, then your shit ain't gonna work anymore, because now everybody else is fucking doing it. This is why we find mentors. This is why we have teachers. This is why we go through initiations, is to learn these things. But they don't just come for fucking free, honey. They don't come for free. You gotta work for it. You gotta pay your fucking dues. You gotta do your fucking time. You gotta do this shit. It isn't fucking handed to you on a silver platter. It doesn't fucking work that way. Nothing comes for free. Do you work with psalms? What kind of work would that be considered? I do work with psalms. I work with them in my powwow, and I work with them with my Boveda and with my saints. What kind of, there's all kinds of traditions that use psalms. Hoodoo uses psalms, Rootwork uses psalms, Catholicism, witchcraft uses psalms. I know, like, Espiritismo and these paths, we use psalms. Powwow uses psalms. A lot of people use psalms, so it's kind of hard to put a label on it and say that's what this kind of work is. Lots of people use them, so can't really, like, just put a label on it like that. Nothingness Chronicles wants a mirror. Awesome. Maybe I'll put a few up in the shop and see if people want them. I will say that I'm a hedge witch, but I don't give out the specifics on how and what I do. Exactly. J Math, are you leaving us? I didn't even know you were on here. You didn't ask any questions. For me, the answer was given to me in 2011. I just never asked the question, but had to know what question to ask. That is very important. And I'll tell you what, with me learning the divination systems I'm being trained in, I'm learning how important it is to ask the right questions. And I'm really bad. I'm really bad at asking the right questions. In fact, sometimes I'll call up, somebody like, a friend or god sister, god brother, or somebody, and I'll be like, I'm having this issue. This is what I've asked. This is the answers I've got. How should I word this? Or, the right questions and the way you ask them, especially doing divination, is so fucking important. And I'm trying really hard to learn this because you all know me, I'm blunt. I am blunt, I'm straightforward, I'm to the fucking point, and that's the way, I work with divination too. I ask straight up forward questions. I don't beat around the bush. I don't think of different ways to talk, word things in this, but I'm learning it because it's very important to ask the right questions. I think that was in a movie. Somebody said something about you didn't ask the right questions. Oh, I know what it was. It was an Interview with the Vampire. When he was asking all his questions and he was giving him bullshit answers, and then he comes back later and he was like, "There's answers, but you didn't ask the right questions." That is 100% spirit work. Ask the right questions. Tukawaka asks excellent questions. She always does. People always want you to teach them and tell them, listen to you. Spirits, they will teach you. Absolutely. My godfather's the same way. You know, sometimes he'll tell me shit, and sometimes he's like, yo, go fucking pray. Listen to your damn spirits and see what they fucking tell you. Even in tradition and in houses, the answers are not just fucking handed to you. You gotta work for that shit. I don't know why people nowadays, man, I swear. Is powwow a root magic? I need to learn this one next. Sounds interesting as fuck. Powwow is actually Pennsylvania Dutch powwow, which is the tradition I was raised in. It's I don't know if it could be considered. I guess it could be considered root work because we do work with roots and we work with nature and we work with sticks and stones and herbs and a lot of that, and we use psalms, but we also use the five magical books of Moses in powwow. We actually rely on that a lot more than we do the psalms, but psalms are used. But it's actually it's a dying tradition. There are not many powwow people. I think last check there was like 16 documented professional powwowers, you know, that it's been passed down through lineage, that are still left alive, but that actually come out of the closet and say they're powwow. A lot of people don't do that. They don't come out and say, you know, I'm a witch, I'm a root worker, I'm a powwow, I'm this, and that. A lot of people are still in the closet about it, but I checked on it like 2 years ago, and there was like 16 left that are documented powwow, you know, workers and stuff. I would like to breathe some new life into this tradition, but again, it's not initiatory, but traditionally it's passed through family lineage, and traditionally it's fathers teach daughters and mothers teach sons. It's always done that way. Mothers don't teach daughters, fathers don't teach sons. It's always the opposite. Um, but yeah, it's a very interesting tradition to be in. Selling an herbal mix for Florida water would sell. Shipping on Florida water would cost too much. I actually, for my shipping on when people buy floor washes and waters from me, because they're in big 6-ounce bottles, I do flat rate on those. I'll do like a small flat rate box or a medium flat rate box, and I can stuff as many, you know, waters and floor washes and whatever into that box to get it to somebody. So like, if you buy floor washes or waters from my shop, the flat rate shipping is like $6.95 or something, I believe, for a small flat rate box, and I could probably fit 4 or 5 bottles of Florida water or floor wash in one of those flat rate boxes. So I always try and keep my shipping costs low for everybody. I don't even charge for handling fees for like my, you know, the bubble wrap and the tape and the envelopes and, you know, all that bullshit I gotta buy. I don't upcharge for any of that stuff. What you pay is what it costs to actually ship the item. And a lot of my customers appreciate that. I have some of the lowest shipping prices, you know, across the board per my, I don't want to say competitors, but per other workers, my shipping costs are pretty much as low as they go, because it's like the actual fucking shipping cost. I would love to learn from you all that you can share about your non-ATR path. Well, that's what I'm doing here, J Math, and I have several. Being a witch who is secretive is like the fisherman who does not brag about his secret favorite fishing spots. Exactly. And that is why the fisherman is so sold out. Exactly. That's why, earlier people were asking for groups for bones and stuff. I got some good ones for human bones, but I don't want to give them out because then everybody's going to be in there and the prices are going to go up. Some things you gotta fucking keep to yourself. You can't just fucking tell everybody everything. But I do want to tell everybody one thing. This is good shit. MawMaw has cut out all sugar drinks. I've been doing it for a week. Actually, my spirits got on my ass. I specifically threw a divination the other night that literally said, beware of the dark beverages. And I was like, because the day before I was getting bitched at about my diet. And I was like, what's wrong with my diet? I eat pretty goddamn fucking healthy. Especially being celiac. I don't eat all those carbs and all that, caca shit. I eat pretty fucking healthy. And the only thing I could think of in my diet was soda. I I was drinking soda from the minute I went up to the minute I went to bed, and it was fucking me up. I was getting like hypoglycemic and like all kinds of crazy shit. My spirits literally said, "Your diet's fucked, and beware of the dark beverages." And I was like, "Oh damn!" So, for the last week, we have cut out all sugar in the drink. This is infused water. It is infused with lemon, strawberries, and blueberries. And I have like a pitcher that has like a cake, like a basket in it, and you stuff the fruits in it, and it infuses the fucking water. I feel so much better, y'all. I really do. I feel so much fucking better since I cut out all that soda and that sugary shit. Y'all need to do that shit. Seriously, you'll feel like $100. Off topic, but sorry. I love the Rootworker and Hoodoo stuff. So do I, absolutely, and that's the stuff I can pretty much talk about. The fisherman can't do the fishing for you. Well, I mean, yes and no. I'm out, just got on, leaving mom's, divinations, I'm having a time with as well. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Learning the systems. I'll tell you what's a bitch when they don't let you close out. When you want to close out a divination and like leave, and they don't let you, oh my god. Oh, what a pain in the ass. I get mad sometimes. I don't mean to. Because I know if they're not letting me close it out, there's a reason. There's something, I'm not getting something, or they have something really important to say if they're not letting me close it out. But sometimes I'm just like, damn. Let's fucking go. Oh, I'm so bad. When I'm in public, I get asked for help a lot, even if I don't look anything like a worker at the store I'm in, and it is always really funny to me when it happens. I never get asked anything in public. Not too much. Oh, sorry guys, that was like I don't know what happened there. People get angry with me because I do not hand out spells willy nilly and never would. They get mad with me. If you get kicked out of Facebook groups and you got a bunch of haters, you're doing something. You're doing something right. Powwow Native American. No. Powwow exactly is Pennsylvania Dutch tradition. And Dutch is not Dutch either. Dutch is German. So you know that. That was a little thing too. When the Germans immigrated to America and they landed and people would ask them where are you from, they would say we're from Deutschland, Deutsch. Well, Deutsch is German. And people didn't understand Deutsch, I guess, and they just started calling them Dutch because they thought that's what Deutsch was, but it's not, it's German. I always watch the video like 3 times after to get the info down. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad I'm helping some of you. And some of them didn't fucking appreciate it, but it looks like she's fucking out of here. Well, there goes the iced tea. Yeah, I mean, I do drink a little bit of tea still, but it's unsweetened tea. I don't put any sweetener in it. I said the same thing. I was like, damn, I can't even have unsweetened tea because that's like a dark beverage. But I think as long as there's no sugar in the beverage, or sweetener of any kind, I'm okay. So, because I still need my caffeine and I don't drink coffee. So my soda was like my caffeine where I was getting it. So now like the soda's out, coffee's out. I got the unsweetened tea and that's the first thing I drink when I wake up in the morning. I do have a glass of unsweetened tea. Shipping rocks. Thank you for that. I got your crown of triumph. And I'm going on my job interview tomorrow. Awesome, girl. You put that shit on. I hope you dressed your application with it as well. Isn't it awesome when your spiritual guides call you out on what food and beverages you consume? I mean, you can say, "Oh, that's awesome," but really, it's not. But they help that they're they're always looking out for your best benefit. So even if it sucks and they fucking call you out on shit, it's for your own good. So yeah, I guess it's awesome. Sweet, make a small batch and see. If not, use it. Do you know much about Mormons or Amish and any connection to folk magic? People talk about Catholics, etc., but never mention these other paths. I, I really don't know much about Mormons. Now, Amish, I grew up around Amish. Pennsylvania is Amish fucking country. Um, there is a type of witchcraft in the Amish community. I don't remember what it's called, but it's the German word for witch. Uh, Brock. Oh my god, what is the fucking word? Brockmeyer? Brockmere? I think that's the word. I think that's the German word for witch. But that's what they're called in the Amish because the Amish are also German. Um, but those people are like shunned from the Amish community, and any Amish person that goes and consults with a Brockmere, they're also shunned. So it's like it's really taboo in the Amish community, but it is done. I will say that. There was a little series, I think it was on the History Channel, a couple months ago. I caught a couple episodes, and it was called Amish Ghost Stories or Amish Ghost Tales or something like that. And there was a lot of interesting stuff on there about the Amish stuff I didn't even know growing up around, Amish people in Amish country. Your shipping rocks. Oh, thank you, honey. I try. I really do. I try to save everybody because I know people hate paying shipping. And then I also send out, you know, people that have not ordered from me, with every order, I send out a coupon with a code for free shipping on your next $35 order from me. So I'm always trying to save people on the shipping. Like I said, my everyone bitches at me. Like my friends that have shops and everything, they bitch at me and they say my shipping costs are way too low, and I'm paying out of pocket for my supplies and everything like that. But I'm like, you know what? If I gotta spend $1 on a fucking envelope, on a roll of tape or whatever, I'm not gonna pass that cost on. I'm just thankful that the products are getting out there, that they're helping people, and that people trust me and my product to, help them in their situation. So I save as much on the shipping, for people as I can. I got fucked on the international shipping though. My lord, I had those settings wrong. I had someone order something the other night from Malaysia, and I had it set because I thought anything under like 8 ounces international was like a flat rate, and it was like $7 or something. This chick bought one bottle of oil from me in Malaysia, and the shipping wound up being like almost $14, and she only paid like $7 for the shipping. So I kind of screwed myself on that one, but I think I fixed it on the international settings. Yeah, I screwed myself there. Do you teach your form of divination? I absolutely do not. I'm actually being trained in two different divination systems, and they are in my initiatory pass. So no, I do not teach those. I did use the ancestor oil and my left hand was vibrating like crazy. Oh, that's cool. My ancestors gave me the recipe for that oil, the ancestor oil. And yeah, it works really good. It also sits with them for 3 months before I release a batch. That's why it's so expensive, because I can only make so much of it, at a time. And when it's gone, it takes another 3 months to make a new batch. I think that is awesome that you do not let people intimidate you into giving out secrets that you do not wish to reveal. No, I absolutely will not be intimidated by anybody. The time that I got in trouble because I gave out some shit I shouldn't have gave out, it wasn't because I was intimidated, it was because I was naive. Big fucking difference. And he knew it. He knew I was fucking naive, at that point in time. And he took advantage of it. Lesson learned. What about natural stevia? I've never actually uh, tried it. Someone else also said I could use honey as a sweetener because it doesn't react chemically in your body the same way sugar does. Um, it's like a totally different kind. Because, like, my thing is like borderline diabetic hypoglycemia kind of shit. So it's like the sugar. But yeah, I was told I could use honey. I have never tried stevia, or I think there's one called agave nectar or something that's like all natural. I'm not sure if that's correct word for the correct name for it. Um, but yeah, I was also told I could use honey as a little bit of a sweetener, and it doesn't react the same way in your kidneys and your liver and stuff as sugar does, which is my big issue. I watched some sort of Amish haunting show. That's what it was called, Amish haunting. That was the name of the show. When I was sick with something and stuck at home all day, and that shit made me laugh so hard, right? Amish are, they're strange folks. They are. But I tell you what, I contemplated at one point in time joining the Amish community because I really like the idea of being that primitive. That's why my shop's called Primitive Roots. I'm all about the primitive. I like the idea of living without electricity, of living without telephones and TVs and internet and just working the land. And, I love that idea. I didn't like the religion, which is why I decided against joining the Amish community. But I actually contemplated it for a couple months. I did. Amish witchcraft is brachia, or yes, that's the word. That's the word I was trying to. I think I said it wrong. Depending on the accent, my parents used to be Amish, and the majority of my extended is Amish. Well, see, you can answer these questions, Kayla girl. I grew up in Amish country, but I am in no way Amish. No way. It's a test of your morals. I mean, it's a test. I wouldn't say it's a test of morals. I'd say it's more a test of my oaths that I've taken. Yeah, Braca is very taboo. Absolutely. Yeah. But it is done. It is done. Even though it's taboo, it's done. You just said it as I commented. I've been doing that all night. That's like the third time. German word for witch is hexy. I am part German. No, hexy is witchcraft, not witch. Witch is that word, Braca. That's German for witch, while hexy or hexery is German for witchcraft. Devil's Club helps regulate blood sugar. So does blueberries and strawberries. Bilberry is great too. That's I just said. This is infused with lemon, strawberry, and blueberry. And fruit, y'all, fruit is getting me off the fucking sugar shit. It really is. I have been eating the fuck out of fruit, cantaloupes and melons, and just eating fruit like a like a fucking squirrel over here, munching on fruit constantly. You also send out some extra goodies, and that was awesome. Yeah, I do. I have a shop. I try to make my packages a gift, so I feel you. Yeah, I always send a little, what's the damn word for it? Same little trinket gift all the time, so I have to keep track of who's ordered, how many times they've ordered, because I have a, like a cycle. Now that I'm sending trinkets, so they get something different. Yes, the more I can save on shipping, the more I can spend on stuff. Absolutely. How do you know you were meant to sell items? I used to make drums and being asked to offer them again, but I have reservations. My spirits actually told me. My spirits told me for the new year that I had to open shop. It was actually part of the yearly reading that was done. So at my house, we do like a house yearly reading, and then my godfather, he'll do an individual reading for everybody in the house for that year. And my reading was in there to open shop. So I discussed it with the spirits, and they definitely confirmed it. But like I said, there were stipulations. I'm not allowed to offer readings, and I'm not allowed to offer actual work for clients. Now, I think I might have leeway soon to start doing setting of lights. I'm going to check on that. But that's going to require me to stock up on a fuck ton more candles than I already fucking. I spend so much money on candles, y'all. You don't even know. I order candles by the damn cases. I burn so many candles because I have so many spirits and I do so much work. But yeah, I think setting of lights might be coming pretty damn soon. And they're like making me do baby steps when it's coming to, doing actual work for people. They're baby stepping me. Like, first, I was allowed to offer products. And then they were like, okay, you can add gree and mojos and stuff. Because that's actually work for people, if you know it or not. When I make those gree and those mojos, I'm working that for each client specifically one at a time. I'm not mass producing them and sending them out. They are per client per case. Um, so then they let me add those, and now I've been hearing recently that I might start be able to do setting lights for people. I think once summer gets here, I might actually be able to do that because, see, when I'm upstairs, animals, obviously, I can't leave my candles burning all night because cats knock shit over, so it's not safe. Um, but in the cellar, I can let shit burn, you know, unattended, whatever, because nothing's down there to fuck with it. So I do setting of lights. They're all going to be done in the cellar with those spirits, and yeah, hopefully that's going to be coming soon. And that's another little baby step to doing actual work. How did you know? Oh, I already answered that one. I use organic honey in my teas. Yeah, I'm contemplating it. Agave nectar. That's the one I was thinking of. I like stevia better than agave. I've not tried the agave or the stevia. I'm probably just gonna stick with honey because my spirit's like honey anyway. I'm on you on standing your ground with people wanting to bully you into feeling obligated to give out secrets. I lost a friend for that, and I just wasn't gonna do it. I cut her out. I had to do that with one of my good friends recently too. I've been friends with this girl for like 8 years. We were close, like BFFs, and she does not understand my religion and my path. She's like totally against all that, like atheist, and she has a big issue with religion because of the way she was raised. And so I don't know, for some reason that's like every time we talk now, that's like forefront in her mind, even though we could be just bullshitting, about whatever. She's always thinking about it. And finally, one day, a couple weeks ago, she threw it up in my face. And she's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? Cut off. 8 years, I cut her off. Totally blocked her. I'm not dealing with it. I'm not dealing with stupidness. I like the Amish lifestyle. Sans religion. Exactly. I love the lifestyle. Not big on the religion. I like off the grid YouTubes with solar power instead of electricity. Yeah, we thought about that when we get our farm. Either installing a windmill or solar panels for extra power. You need some sugar in your diet for serotonin production and also regular sleep. Honey is good, so do fruit sugar in moderation. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been eating fruit. Um, a li- I haven't added honey to anything yet, but I have been eating a fuck ton of fruit to get off the sugar. I did cheat the other night. I ate a little piece of chocolate, but I don't even eat sweets. I really don't. The soda was my big deal. Do you do your own hair? Yeah, can you tell? Lang and nap. That's what it is. That's the L word I was thinking of. Yeah, my hair. I gotta work on it. I got frizzes like so bad. I hate that. I gotta work on this like usually about twice a year. I gotta tighten it all up and tame the frizzies down and do all that shit. Try wild blueberries. They are a little tart, but they are more dense in nutrients and fiber. I mean, I grow raspberries and blackberries every year, but I have not tried blueberries. Braca is very old and not used term is not recognized as witch today. Oh, really? Because that's always what I heard it uh, being called in powwow, the tradition I was raised in. I always heard it being called that. I'm looking for something. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I gotta turn this thing off. I have my little fireplace. I had the heater going on it because it was getting a little chilly, but now I'm getting a little sweaty, so I had to shut it off. I saw a picture of a jilted woman who served her cheating boyfriend spaghetti. What was supposed to be sprinkled cheese turned out to be exfoliated heel shavings. Oh my god, girl. You're just giving, like. She don't give a fuck, just like me. Holy shit. You're just giving out all the disgusting ass shit tonight. Damn. Damn. I personally don't like agave and some stevias. You have to try try stevias till you find out which one agrees. So there's different kinds of stevia? I don't know about all that. I think I'll just stick with honey. I am German too, Maharet. Maharet? Who's my... Am I missing something? Are you a happy human? Am I a happy human? I try to be. I really try to be. I was talking to my godfather about that the other night. I sent him because he left. He left social media because he's sick of the bullshit. So like he doesn't get all like the memes and stuff. So I made that one I made the other day with the song, the hoodoo song. I sent it to him, and he was like, "I hope you're staying out all that drama and blah." I was like, "Yeah, I'm staying out of it." I was like, "But I'm observing it, and sometimes all you can do is laugh. You gotta fucking keep your sense of humor about you." And what did he say? He said laugh or ignore, and I was like, oh yeah, that too. But yeah, I try to be happy. I'm not unhappy, that's for sure. I've always known that spiritual workings and setting of lights are the same thing. What is your opinion? I mean, it is a form of spiritual working, but that's not setting of lights isn't the end all be all, work. And relatively, it's a very simple working compared to other kinds. Like setting of lights is as simple as it gets when it comes to work. So, I mean, it is the same thing, but it's not. It doesn't encompass, the whole genre of work. it's just, it's just one thing. I wasn't trying to come off in a harsh way. I apologize if it was taken. So I respect everyone's beliefs. Well, that's, I mean, you kind of seemed like you're coming off in a harsh way. Try the stevia plant. Stevia baldana. It grows in the window. You don't need a garden for it, and you can just pick a leaf or two and throw it in your tea. Oh, I might try that. I do in the summer add a lot of mint. Like I infuse mint in my water and in my teas and stuff. I grow a fuck ton of mint. My spirits love mint. I love mint. They're always bugging for mint. They want mint and everything. So I usually throw it like, I do the same thing. I pick a couple mint leaves off and I throw it in shit. It is like now the atheists are attacking us witches. Guess they got bored attacking Christians or something. It was a humorous meme. Yeah. It didn't blow up though. It didn't blow up like the I can't even say it. I can't say it. I can't say it. I can't say it. Like the other meme I did. Somebody said something so fucking funny the other day and I can't fucking I can't put it all live. I laughed my ass off. I can't fucking say it. I can't do it. I live in the States. MawMaw her put a message, but people really need education on witches or what it is because it means wise woman. Yeah, that is true. Country owl, I love your hair. I am in the process of doing mine at the moment. Awesome. You know, I'm big on the natural. If you guys have watched my videos, you've seen, I do my laundry with soap nuts and I use wool balls in my dryer and I try and grow, all my shit. I use the natural soap, like the black soap and stuff is 100%, natural ingredients and everything. I am big on the natural. I don't like all the chemicals and all the crap. I don't like the chemicals in shampoos and conditioners and hair dyes and like all that crap. So I am all about go fucking natural with your shit. I'm not telling everybody go out there and dread your fucking hair because, it's not for everybody. But and I don't care what race you are, if you let your hair go natural and not brush it, almost all y'all's hair is going to do this eventually. It might not be so uniform. You might have big clots of, dreads here and there or something. But everybody's hair going to do this. If you don't, use all the chemicals and you don't brush it and you don't do all this shit, it's going to do this. So, I mean, I'm all about the natural. Mint is hard to keep alive. Both miners. How do you keep them alive and well? I mean, I really have a green thumb. I really do. I grow a lot of herbs and plants and flowers and stuff. I have never had an issue with mint, ever. My mint is extremely prolific. That I have a whole bed out there that was one little apple mint plant, and now it's like it's taken over like half of a huge ass fucking garden bed is like nothing but apple mint. So I have a really good gift with plants and stuff. So I really don't have too much of an issue with them. We're hooked on pine soap. Is that like you mean pine soap like pine sol like you do your floor with? Or is there like a soap, like a bar soap called pine soap? Because I don't think I've heard of that. I'd like to look into it. If that's like a soap. I'm slowly converting to natural stuff for toiletries. Slowly shedding the shit. Yeah. I mean, you gotta do it one little thing at a time. You can't just decide one day, everything's gonna be natural, and you gotta get rid of everything and get all new shit. No, that's not the way to do it. You do a little bit at a time. When you figure out one thing, you're like, okay, this can go, and I can swap it for this to be, more natural. I don't even like painting my nails anymore. Because nail polish has so much fucking chemicals in it. Formaldehyde and, like, all kinds of nastiness. But you know what, guys? My spirits bitch at me. They bitch at me. They don't bitch at me to paint my nails. Okay, the thing is if I let them go and they're like all chippy and the paint's chipping off and they're all fucked up looking, I will get bitched at. They have bitched at me and said either polish or no polish, not chipped up, fucked up polish. I'm for real, y'all. And I don't like going bare bones no polish because I kind of have a little bit of weak nails, so I like to put the strengthener and the hardener and that's the so I've been trying to work around and find more natural. I know there are natural nail polishes out there. I know there are, but I have not worked around to getting start doing the swap out with the nail polish. Like I said, it's one thing at a time. Swap out something, for the more natural version of it. Yeah, I get bitched at about my nails. I do. It's crazy. They literally are training me. My spirits are training me to uphold the titles that I have, like how to be proper in them. And chipped up, fucked up nail polish, I guess, is not fucking proper. I don't know. This is why I'm still stuck in whites every night. Proper. Training me to be proper, yeah. Been a witch since I was 20. I'm now 58. I should know by now what a witch means. Country Owl makes their own soap. That's awesome. I discussed that earlier once we get to farm and I got goats. I'm doing goat milk soaps. Absolutely. So it seems for a while you tried hard not to swear. Am I imagining that? I don't know if I tried hard not to swear. I think I was being more aware of it. Um, I am swearing less though. You gotta give me that, girl. I am definitely swearing less than I used to swear. And I'll tell you what. I just learned this like a month or two ago that part of like the rules of oath was like no blasphemy, and I was like, oh damn, I'm going to fucking hell because there is no way I can train myself not to blaspheme. There is no way. I say, Jesus Christ, God damn it, like 500 times a day. I do. Like, there's no. That one is out the fuck. I ain't even gonna try. I ain't gonna try. Because that is hopeless right there. I just ignore my mints more or less, and they grow like crazy and spread around the whole plate. Yeah, that's what I do too. I mean, I'm usually always cutting something off of them, or picking something off of them, or whatever. But yeah, they just go crazy. My curly hair does dread if I don't wash it. Absolutely, a lot of people's do. Unless you got like that Asian texture kind of hair or Native American texture kind of hair, like that real silky smooth hair. Your hair's probably gonna fucking dread if you would let it go natural and not brush it. Beauty secrets from MawMaw. Funny you mentioned it. I am letting my dark hair grow out and cutting the blonde coloring. I quit. Dude, I don't even care. This shit is so fucking gray, y'all. I don't know if you see me yesterday out in the garden with the sun on it. I have so much fucking gray. And I'm like, fuck it. I love my gray. I ain't putting no chemicals on my hair to please anybody's eye. Nice. Everyone in here knows, I mean, people who go after them or think poorly, there are bad ones. Okay. Margarita Sage is another dreadhead. Yay. We're having a dread convention tonight. The gathering of the dreads. Sorry. I'm stupid, guys, I know. But then they're not a witch. Just a bad person who knows magic. I mean, witch is a pretty broad freaking term. I mean, yeah, there's like a definition to it, but it's been used to describe a lot of different things. So I consider it a really broad term. Just like some men get upset if you call them a warlock. Like that's like a bad thing or something. I'm like, I don't know. People are so picky and touchy. I am planting my witchy herbs too, but it has still been pretty chilly so far. We got the all clear for no more frost, so I went buck wild, and I still got more seeds coming. Wild Foods or Amazon Wild Foods. I think you mean Whole Foods or Amazon for handmade Whole Foods. Okay, you did mean Whole Foods, yeah. Not sure what the heck you mean, Melissa. Okay. Pine tar soap. I make it. I will send you some. They are almost ready. Oh, wow. I would love to try that. That would be wonderful. Pine tar soap. That sounds great. I recently threw, pine. I love pine. It is such like a versatile fucking tree. It really is. I love the fuck out of pine. I use it in all kinds of shit and work. I use pine in a lot of work too. I recently threw out my nail polish and switched out my hair shampoos and chemicals and am using natural products on my body. Yeah, I've done the shampoos and stuff. Like I either use black soap on my head or I have another like all natural, no false sulfate shampoo and shit, but I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, I don't use chemical shampoos and stuff anymore either, or soaps or anything like that. Nail polish, that's my next thing I gotta get around to switching out. Yep, those ancestors get at you. I threw out my makeup too. Oh no, they'd never let me do that. Some days they're like, bitch, put that shit on. They're like, be fucking pretty today. Put that shit on. They do, they get on me. I do potty, so the nail polish thing won't work for me. Potty, do you mean pottery? I hope you don't mean potty. You can, nail polish. Pottery and nail polish, I can see that. I'd love to try pottery someday. That fucks up your nail polish, I guess. I know gardening fucks up mine. I gotta do them like every other damn day. I make my own goat milk soap as well. Awesome. I might come to you for tips when I get around to start making mine. A natural nail polish smells as horrible as the usual ones. I think it's just a label and the same shit inside. Oh, I didn't know that. You're probably right, though. I love to swear. Woo! Swear club. We got the Dread Club and the Swear Club tonight. I am a grandma now, so I'm really trying hard not to swear. I gotta watch that, man. When I'm around kids, oh my god. Ooh, I slip up a lot. If you make your own pine tar cold processed soap, I believe the max is 20%. I use 10 to 15 and my regular mix of oils and fats. I can't wait to make my own soaps. Every time I try not to cuss, like stub my toe or something, and then every swear I know slips out. My hair locks up if I don't brush it every day. Yep. I got really curly hair too, naturally. Gray hair club. Look, we got the clubs going tonight. We got the gray hair club, the dread club, and the swear club. So you get dread hair by not brushing or washing it. I mean, yeah, you do. But if you want, there's two different kinds of dreadlocks. There's freeform dreadlocks, and then what they call beauty locks, which are like the really, they're all the same size and they're all perfect and uniform. And then freestyle dreadlocks are you let it go. You don't brush it. You do wash it. Dreads are washed. Everybody thinks dreads are dirty. They're fucking not. We wash our fucking hair, y'all. We do. Um, I might not wash it as often as some people, but I do wash it, and it's actually not good for you to wash your fucking head all the damn time. I usually wash mine about once a week, might go a little more, maybe a week and a half. I wash it when my spirits yell at me to clean my head, because I do get yelled at to clean my crown. So I wash my hair when they fucking tell me to, but dreads do get washed. They're not dirty. But freeform dreads, they do get washed, but not brushed, and they just kind of do their own thing. They can be a big clump here, a big clump there, a fat one here, a skinny one here. They kind of do their own thing. Mine's kind of in the middle. They're kind of in the middle of beauty and freeform. When I started them, I did segment them off, and I backcombed and dreaded them and everything. But you can see, I mean, they're lumpy. I've got some really wonky looking ones. I can't find any right now, of course. Wait a minute. I don't want to bore everybody searching in my hair. I'm looking for a wonky. See, this one's got a lot of lumps. There's a lump, and there's a lump, and there's a lump, and but I pretty much free formed them. This one's really wonky. Look at that one. Woo! After I started them, I let them go. I didn't roll them, because to keep them beauty, you gotta roll them, palm roll them like every fucking day while they're forming and stuff to keep them all nice and straight. I didn't do that. I separated on my back combed and made the locks, and then I let them go. Yes, which is a broad term. It absolutely is. Like money, the word witch has many denominations, bills, coins, so I like that analogy. That's a good analogy. Just as traditions are. Love the smell of pine, yeah. I love it too. I don't know. I grew up in the mountains. My whole house was surrounded by pine, so it smells like home to me, honestly. Dr. Bonner is the shiz for natural soaps. I'm in the process of using his products. I think I actually might have one of those in there. Whole Foods for pine tar soap, or on Amazon for handmade pine tar soap. You can find it for an easy cleansing bath or shower. I need to cut back on talking fast and add my ad kicking. Oh, your ADD. ADD, not ad kicking in. I have so many different kinds of soaps, y'all. Um, I will give a shout out to my buddy, Mr. Gilman Ross, Papa Gilly, over at Swampwater, Conjure, and Botanica. He's my good friend. We have been good friends for many years, and he makes some really good soaps. Um, I'd like him more if he was doing it more with the goat milk and not so much the glycerin. But as far as spiritual soaps go, they are excellent. Um, his Van Van soap, oh my god, is the fucking die for. I love his fucking Van Van. It smells so good. But he sends me soaps all the time. He does like road opener soaps and different spirit kind of soaps and just, I mean, all kinds of shit. And his soaps are really good for a quick spiritual, cleanse off if you don't have time to do a full on spiritual bath. Spiritual soaps are the shit. And I gave this tip before on another live. Like, if you got the body washes and you got your oils, put some oil in your body washes so you can get like a spiritual cleanse, too when you're showering. If you are in between baths. Good little tips. Not potty, haha. Yes, it can. You do need the clay with rough substance called grog. Yeah, I always thought grog was like a beer. It is an abrasive that holds the pottery together. I fucked around with clay actually quite a lot, but I've not attempted pottery. I'd like to try that someday too. I've always wanted to. I have the biggest potty mouth. I'm not around kids a lot, so when I am, I slip. Me too. I'm never around kids. I always fuck up. My hair is straight. It just looks up really bad all the time. Let's not forget the menopause. Yeah, I'm not there yet. Not yet. I'm not in that club yet. I picked out my first gray hair when I was 18. Premature graying runs on my mom's side of the family. So I don't have a choice. I'm going to tell you what, Kayla. Leave your damn grays alone. I've always been of the ilk that every gray every gray hair you have on your head is an ancestor. That's your ancestor right there, talking, coming out. Don't fuck with them. Don't pluck them out. Don't color them. Don't dye them. Leave them go. It's natural. It's you. Be you. Be real. Fuck what other people think. Fuck them. How do you start dreads? If you had them before, like me. I did cut my dreads, Murray Higgins. Actually, if you look back at my previous videos, I just cut them like right after New Year's. They were really long. I cut about 3 feet off my dreads. They were super long. I cut them periodically when they just get too goddamn heavy to bear with. They were so heavy they were giving me headaches. They were that heavy. So yeah, it was time to cut them down a little bit. How do you start them? Real easy. If you don't want free forms, you get some rubber bands. You separate out, your little hairs that you want to dread, and you get something like a flea comb. I actually have a special. They make dread combs, but personally, I like flea combs. They also have teasing combs. I'm looking for my teasing comb, and I can't fucking find it, of course. But they have things called teasing combs. And you just take it, and you start back combing it, and back combing it, and back combing it. And when you're in the mode back combing it, roll it down, and then back comb it, back comb it, back comb it, until you have a fucking dread. Now, once you got brand new dreads, you don't want to be washing that shit right away. I give it a good month before you wash if they're brand new dreads, because they'll fucking come out until they're knotted up real good. But yeah, it's easy. I have gray hair. I braid my hair, but weave in daily intention with oil. I think the term dreadlock is interesting. It is, isn't it? I've had dreads on and off my whole life. Have you guys ever heard this song? I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I love this song. Oh my god, Bam Bam soap. Yes. Oh, it smells so good. Do you have a favorite crystal? I do, actually. I was just thinking I don't use crystals a whole lot. Moldavite is my absolute favoriteest crystal, but it's not a crystal for everybody. It can throw you wonky. It can throw you wonky if you're not in tune with it. Wow, I love the oil in the mix. Yeah, it's definitely, if you need a quick spiritual thing between your baths, put some oil, but make sure you label them. I have a bunch of different body washes in there. Yeah, each one has a different oil for what I might need for that fucking day in between a bath. And just make sure you label, scribble on the bottle what's in each one. Colin and bentonite. Sorry, guys. I don't know. We are going on 3 hours, and I'm at 12% battery, so we're going to cut this off soon. No in pottery grog is an abrasive. Yes, you can take your nail polish off. I imagine if it is an abrasive. I have my kiln and a wheel. Oh, see, I'd love to do that. With a pottery wheel and a kiln. That'd be great. I do. I leave my hair gray. Yes. I must have lots of gray hair ancestors, and you do. I think gray hair equals wisdom. Absolutely. These are your wisdom highlights. Don't cover that shit up. So after I started in my 20s, I left them. And I know I have an occasional pure white eyebrow hair. I get them coming in too. I had a friend that was way younger than me. He was like 16 and I was like 20 or something. And he was fucking gray as fuck. And he was like 16. You should see him now. He's like 35 or something. And he's like straight up gray. Some people it's a thing, but he, you know, he don't color his hair. Flea comb, yep. Dreads are beautiful. Well, thank you. I have a teasing comb. I know what you mean. Okay, because I couldn't find it. New subscriber. Glad to have found your channel. Hello, Stacy Quarter. Welcome. I wish more people could be like you and having the courage to be your authentic self. It does take courage to say fuck everybody. I don't even put my teeth in, y'all. Y'all know me. I don't give a fuck. Either you take my knowledge and, you know, who gives a fuck what I look like? I don't care. I'm not here to please anybody's eye. I'm here to help people. I almost forgot to hit the like button. I couldn't find a metal tooth comb around where I live, so I got 2 flea combs for $5. Flea combs are awesome. I've used them, definitely. Moldavite, yes. Moldavite flush, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a really wacky. If you don't, you gotta kind of get used to it. When I first got my Moldavite, I couldn't like have it for prolonged periods. Like I could have it for a little bit, and then I'd have to like get it away from me till I got really used to it. And that's really the only crystal that's ever affected me like that. Any, you know, the only stone that's really affected me like that. But considering what Moldavite is, it doesn't surprise me. Beauty tips with MawMaw. Oh yeah, ain't I lovely? Do you think some gifts and interests come from the ancestors, or are used to venerate them? Some gifts and interests. Oh, absolutely. The more I find out about my ancestry and where my ancestors come from, what they liked, and like I'm like, oh my god, that's why I do this. That's why I like that. It's like no fucking wonder that's where this comes from. I mean, everything. It's your fucking DNA, y'all. Every damn thing comes from your ancestors. By the way, that song was by Jadena, and it was called Helicopters, and it's kind of an underground fucking song, so probably none of you have heard it, and I fucking love that song. I sing, man. Guys, I have done a video through the entire playlist. I gotta start it from the beginning, so we are totally cutting this off. I'm at 11%. How do you respond when an ignorant person says you look old for having gray hair? I do not mean you specifically, to someone. I say thank you. I don't give a fuck how old I look. That's wisdom. You don't hide your wisdom. If you're young and people say you looking old, that's your fucking wisdom. That's your wisdom coming through. Don't fucking hide that shit. And who gives a fuck? Who cares if somebody says you look old? Who cares? Maybe it's because I've been married so long. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. Fuck them. Oh, you think this about me? How does that affect me? It doesn't. I don't give a fuck what you think. Seriously. No teeth. I'm getting my partial teeth. You never noticed I don't have my fucking teeth? Girl? That's a perfect example. You know what my haters call me? They call me Gummy. And I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not putting my fucking teeth in to do a damn video to help y'all. I'm not doing it. I put my teeth in to eat. I ain't eating. I don't need to put my teeth in. I don't care what anybody thinks. What can I say? I love my Mountain Dew. Ooh, that's even worse than Coke, girl. Mountain Dew got all kinds of nasty in it. Ooh, it's got like the same ingredients as paint thinner. You know that, right? That's some nasty shit. I would never drink Mountain Dew. Love that song. Yes. Oh, I love it. That is such a great song. I need that. It looks amazing. The Moldavite says it has mystical power, high vibration, rapid transformation. Absolutely. And by rapid transformation is not always a good thing. Let me just put it that way. Rapid transformation can mean fucking chaos. I'm just saying. So, Moldavite is not to be fucked around with and let, you know, I'm just saying that. Let me just say that. Good night, Tukawaka. Yeah, we're going to definitely close this off soon. Amazing life changes. My smart Alec kids tell me that. Oh, pfft. Kids are always gonna be like that. You're their mom. Looking tired and old are different, definitely. Still think you look in your 30s, but yeah, these meat suits are only temporary. Absolutely, that's why time is the most important, the most precious commodity we own or will ever own is time. I just tell them that they could be cut out of the will. Good night, Veronica. You talk very well without the choppers. Thank you. My husband doesn't. But he's deaf. You know his excuse for being deaf? Every time I tell him to get a fucking hearing aid, he says I ain't got my teeth in and I'm mumbling. And I'm like, motherfucker. I am not fucking mumbling. You are motherfucking deaf, so it sounds like I'm fucking mumbling. Oh, we do this shit all the time. Never noticed the teeth either. I care more about what you have to say. Thank you. Yucky paint thinner. Yeah, honey, you're drinking paint thinner. Same thing with that Red Bull shit. You're drinking bull fucking semen. Y'all don't even know, man. Do some research. Cat is needing the blankets. Oh, he is? Oh. Knowledge and expanding the mind is so important. It's the utmost importance. It is the most important. Hubby is deaf practically too. Good night, Margarita. I didn't know you had no chompers. How can you guys not tell I don't have any teeth? Like, what? It's like, do you see teeth? I don't see teeth. I do have teeth. I have dentures, but I ain't putting them in to please y'all's eyeballs, I tell you what. Loving me, that bull semen. Uh-huh. How am I enjoying the Kachinas? I love them, and I just said earlier, I still have not gotten around to more research on that, but it's on my to-do list. My long-ass to-do list of things to study. Men have selective hearing. Ain't that the damn truth? You are welcome, Astor McGuire. It's dark in my room. Maybe it's because I'm leaning up here and I'm not... See, I usually sit back in the light. But I'm kind of leaning up to read the chat. Good night, Janine. Because I'm just that fly. I look good with or without choppers. I don't know about that, but thank you. Wonderful chat. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Yes, we're going to go. So, I still want to know if everybody wants fucking Florida water in the shop. Homemade fucking MawMaw Florida water. And I'll tell you what, the energy on that shit is a fucking shabam nang shiznat fucking shit. I made me some good ass shit. I'm sending some to my godfather. I'm sending some to my godmother. I'm gonna be like, check this fucking shit out, because it's it's some good shit. It really is. Indigo water. I'm not gonna sell indigo water, girl. That shit's easy as fuck to make. Reckitt's and water. Make indigo water. Bet the hubby can appreciate the no tea. Oh, girl, you're dirty. Yes, I can't find any Florida water here. I would buy it. Gonna order some of your Florida water. Okay, cool. I'll have to put some up then. Well, now, see? Now everybody's answering me. I asked earlier if anybody wanted Florida water. No one's answering me. Megan, she nasty. That's alright. I think we're all women, pretty much, and we're all adults. Yeah, okay. If you guys want the Florida water, and let me show you something. I don't know if y'all can see, but it actually turned out like the almost identical color of the Florida water, you know, the mass-produced shit that you buy in the stores. It's almost the identical color. It's not the identical smell now. It has its own smell, but it's a very pleasant smell. I actually like this a lot better than the Marian Lawman's Florida water, and the energy on this shit is like, what I did was I listened to my spirits. I've actually had a recipes for Florida water for a long time, but it always seemed really super complicated to me, and I was like, I'm gonna just go fucking buy it. Well, I dug out my recipes the other day, and I was going over them with my spirits, and they told me to swap out a couple of the ingredients for something different, and this is what came up, and the energy on this shit is like fucking incredible. Like, I love this shit. I'm so patting my own back. Like, I'm so proud of myself that I actually came up with this. Well, spirits helped a little bit, but that I made this shit, and it's that fucking cool. Like, it's awesome fucking shit. But I will put it up in the shop. Megan ain't lying. Real witches are secure in their own skin and do not let little peons bother them. Absolutely, Denise. It looks incredible. What's the price on it? Well, it'd be a 6-ounce bottle. I was thinking like $7 maybe for a 6-ounce bottle, which is like $5 cheaper than my floor washes, but the floor washes are like I gotta cook that shit. I gotta peel that shit. I gotta grind that shit. This wasn't too tedious to make. It was not a whole lot of work. So yeah, I'm thinking like $7 for a 6-ounce bottle of Florida water. Does that sound good to you guys? What is it called? What is what called? Sell by the gallon? No, but I made up a small bottle, right? And when I finished it and I tried it and everything, I was like, holy fuck. I'm like, I'm making that whole fucking gallon. Like, it was so good. I'm like, I'm making the whole fucking thing, fuck it. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Just about the right price for a 6-ounce bottle of Florida water. And it's not, like, y'all, this shit ain't fucking mass produced, man. This is MawMaw's fucking handiwork. This is my spirit's handiwork. You know, it's not bullshit. Not that regular Florida water's bullshit, but I tell you what, homemade, like, I've never had homemade Florida water. I've never used homemade Florida water. I've now experienced homemade Florida water, and it does not even compare. It doesn't even compare to, you know, the mass-produced fucking Florida water. It's incredible. Definitely agree with the homemade. Yeah. I was intimidated. I really was, like, making it, because it seemed really complicated to me, because I've never made a hydrosol. I've only done oils and powders, and, you know, I've never done the waters and the hydrosols like that. And I was very intimidated at first, and yeah, I'm really proud of myself, and I'm proud of my spirits on this one, because it's awesome. I hope it will be available soon. Oh, this is Tool. It's actually Tool Live, and they've done a remix of Push It live, and this is the live version of it, and it's really fucking cool. How did you know you were being called on this spiritual path? My ancestors led me there, kicking and screaming. Didn't have a choice. I thought my kid loved too. Super excited about the Florida water. Great job. Well, everybody likes the Florida water. Okay, I will get it up this evening. Give me like an hour. It's 10 o'clock my time. Give me an hour to get this listed in the shop, and I will get it up there, because I was contemplating on selling it or not. Because people, you know, just go buy the Lawman and Murray fucking shit. Okay, guys, I am on 4%. We're cutting it off. I'll get the Florida water in the shop tonight, and I will also, I guess I'm going to look around for some unique frames, and I will make a couple black scrying mirrors and put those up too, so keep an eye out for those. If you guys haven't noticed, lots of herbs have hit the shop. Lots of herbs are now available. I am now selling herbs, and I think I've got like almost 20 of them already listed. So I'm now supplying the herbs as well. So visit the shop, primitiverootsconjure.com. Like me on Facebook at Primitive Roots Appalachian Conjure. And follow me on Instagram at primitive_roots_conjure. All the links will be below this video once it's finished doing its processing thing. So if you need the links, come back and look for them in the description. And I will see you guys next week for another live. Good night, guys. Like, subscribe, and share.